Chapter 366. Everyone's reaction: this guy is really despicable. Who does he think he is? Zi Xintong was furious. Yang Hanwu was also unhappy with Ma Yuan's tone. Who did he think he was? Don't worry, Senior Zi. I'll help you deal with him, Yang Hanwu said. You're the one who said it. Zi Xintong smiled happily when she heard this. Of course, I said it. Yang Hanwu said, this guy probably doesn't like me. Even if you didn't come, he wouldn't let me go. Two tigers could not live on one mountain. Ma Yuan's strength was very strong. He was much stronger than Feng Yun and the others. Even Yun Peng and the others were not his match. How lively. Looking at the people around him, Yang Hanwu sighed. This was a special day. Some of the true disciples and saints who had been training outside all year round had returned. Tianyi Academy was indeed the strongest academy in the entire ancient desolate continent. Geniuses were everywhere. There were 7 or 8 4th-step primordial spirit realm cultivators. There were more than 10 3rd-step primordial spirit realm cultivators. Needless to say, there were even more 2nd-step primordial spirit realm cultivators. This time, everyone is qualified to participate in the ancient desolate continent's genius competition. However, I suggest that those who have not reached the 1st-step primordial spirit realm and above should not go. The one who stood on the main stand was the leader of Tianyi Academy, All-Seer. This was the grandest genius competition in the past few hundred years. Since there's no limit to the number of people who can go, why not? A student said. He was only a half-step primordial spirit realm cultivator. I only have this one chance. If I wait for the next competition, I won't have another chance. That's right. It's not a big deal. Who knows, you might be able to get a great opportunity in the ancient desolate battlefield. Suddenly, there was a lot of discussion below the stage. They all wanted to see such a good opportunity. All-Seer seemed to have expected such a scene. He did not say anything. There was no limit. He knew that this was indeed a great opportunity. In the past, there was a limit to the number of people who could participate in the genius competition. An academy or sect could only send 10 people at most. This meant that only the most outstanding and strongest 10 people could participate in the genius competition. But this competition was different. There was no limit to the number of people who could participate. Of course, when this restriction was removed, many people had their own ideas. However, reality was cruel. Too many people would die in the ancient desolate battlefield. The danger this time was much greater than the previous years. It was unknown how many geniuses were going to fall. 5 days later, All-Seer was leading the group. There were over 100 students from the Tianyi Academy who were going to participate in the competition. Among them, the weakest was even at the mysterious embryo realm. Of course, Yang Hanwu was also at the mysterious embryo realm. However, in terms of cultivation level, Yang Hanwu was the weakest. He was only at the 7th level of the arcane embryo realm. The weakest among the others was at the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm. The ancient desolate battlefield was located in a huge basin surrounded by an ancient mountain range. This was an ancient battlefield. It was unknown how many geniuses and experts had fallen in the ancient desolate battlefield. It was even possible to find the remains of honorable martial emperors. Therefore, the ancient desolate battlefield was very mysterious. It was full of danger. If one was not careful, they would die without a burial ground. However, there were also many opportunities. There were countless possibilities and treasures. As long as one grasped the opportunity, they could soar to the sky. A day later, the group from the Tianyi Academy arrived at the ancient desolate battlefield. It was a huge palace. This was the entrance to the ancient desolate battlefield. The entire hall looked ancient and mysterious. It was filled with a powerful aura. The entire hall was divided into several sections. The 4 great academies, the 7 great sects, some aristocratic families, and the 6 demonic sects each occupied a section. As for the other rogue cultivators, they did not have individual seats. They were all crowded in a spacious area. Yang Hanwu realized that the people from various forces were all present. In the spacious area where the rogue cultivators gathered, there were more people than the 4 great academies, the 7 great sects, and the 6 demonic sects of the eastern continent. However, although there were many rogue cultivators, they were not very powerful. Of course, this did not mean that there were no experts. There were also some 4th-step primordial soul realm experts. It was just that there were far fewer of them than the major forces. As soon as Yang Hanwu walked in, he saw Yu Daijiao winking at him from the demonic sects. Is she Yu Daijiao? She's really seductive. Seeing Yang Hanwu and Yu Dai flirting with each other, Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang felt a little uncomfortable in their hearts. The 2 women stretched out their hands at the same time and pinched the soft flesh on Yang Hongwu's waist. Ah! Yang Hongwu's face twisted. Damn it, it hurts. Humph. The 2 women snorted at the same time and let go of their hands. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. In the end, women would still get jealous. Although it was normal to have 3 wives and 4 concubines in this world, as long as one had enough strength, not to mention 3 wives and 4 concubines, even having 3 palaces and 6 courtyards with 72 concubines was normal. Thinking about the future. Damn it, he had so many women, at least 9. If they were together, he would. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu's scalp went numb. However, there was nothing he could do about it. His physique was special, and the cultivation method he practiced was special. If he didn't want to die, he had to find so many wives. After entering the area of the Celestial Academy, Yang Hanwu suddenly felt a sharp gaze, like a sharp sword light, firmly locked onto him. Zetian. It was Zetian's gaze. Yang Hanwu went up and looked at Zetian with a mocking expression. This guy, when he killed one of his doppelgangers, his original body must have been greatly affected. Of course, the current Zetian was indeed very strong. Yang Hanwu felt a special power from his body. That was the power of an immortal tool, and there were other powerful forces. This force was not weak, but Yang Hanwu did not know what kind of force it was. But one thing was for sure, and that was this guy's strength was much stronger than he thought. He thought he could easily crush him, but it seemed that it was not that simple. In addition to Zetian, Yang Hanwu also felt a sharp gaze. Yang Hanwu frowned. Did the people of the Kunlun Immortal Manor know that he practiced the 1 Qi into 3 pure ones? That didn't seem right. He practiced the 1 Qi into 3 pure ones secret technique, but it was different from theirs. Moreover, he also practiced other secret techniques, so it was impossible for them to find out. It was a young man, and he looked vaguely familiar. Chapter 367. Tai Academy's Provocation Him? He's Qi Bufan, a genius of Kunlun Academy. It's said that he obtained the inheritance of a venerable, Zi Xintong said beside Yang Hanwu. Why? Are you interested in him? Yang Hanwu rolled his eyes and said, I'm not interested in men, but this guy is full of hostility towards me. Oh right, Qi Bufan, I was wondering why I felt so familiar with him. No wonder. Before he went to the testing tower for the 2nd time, he went to the Qi clan. The entire Qi clan was destroyed by him. Qi Bufan's father, the old ancestor of the Qi clan, was killed by him. It was normal for them to be hostile towards him. The hatred of killing their father and destroying their clan. In addition, he also killed Lin Quan of Kunlun Academy. If this matter was spread out, Kunlun Academy would hate him to the core. A student who had the 1 Qi into 3 pure ones secret technique would definitely be the focus of Kunlun Academy. However, Yang Hanwu didn't care. He didn't have to worry about his debts. Anyway, he already had a lot of enemies. It didn't matter if he had one more or one less. Moreover, after entering the ancient desolate battlefield, the 4 great academies, the 7 great sects, and the 6 demonic sects were all his enemies. Anyone who dared to harm him must be killed, all of them must be killed. This time, he would kill to his heart's content. All-Seer is here. So many people from your Tani Academy came this time. However, their strength doesn't seem to be much. Hey, there's even a kid at the 7th level of the mysterious embryo realm. Are they here to die? The one who spoke was an old man from Tani Academy. He squinted his eyes, was short, and looked very wretched. His small beard was particularly conspicuous. He would stroke it from time to time, looking very funny. Whiskers, the number of people from my Tani Academy and their strength have nothing to do with you. Your Tani Academy has been suppressed by my Tani Academy for so many years. This time is no exception, All-Seer said. All-Seer said, as for this 7th level mysterious embryo realm expert, I say that no one in your Greater One Academy can match him. Is that so? Are you joking with me? When Shuzi heard All-Seer say that his Tani Academy had always been suppressed, he felt very uncomfortable. What was even more hateful was that this bastard even said that no one was a match for that kid at the 7th level of the mysterious embryo realm. This clearly showed that he didn't put his Tani Academy in his eyes. Joke? If you say it's a joke, it's a joke. All-Seer's beard rose slightly, revealing a smile. If this old man dared to attack Yang Hanwu, then he was courting death. With Yang Hanwu's current strength, even he was not sure he could defeat him. Among the group of people from Tani Academy, only Zetian's strength was passable. At this time, Zetian whispered something in Shuzi's ear. What? Are you telling the truth? That kid is Yang Hanwu? That 7th grade alchemist? Shuzi was also extremely shocked. He did not expect that this kid was Yang Hanwu. That was an alchemy king. Why didn't you say so earlier? Shuzi was extremely angry. An alchemy king, he definitely needed to be roped in. Now he actually offended him. When the leader came, he probably wouldn't know how to reprimand him. Shuzi glanced at All-Seer. This old bastard, he was scheming against him. His words just now made him offend Yang Hanwu, the new alchemy king. Good fellow, he was really scheming. All-Seer, you old bastard, scheming against me. Just you wait. After Shuzi said those harsh words to All-Seer, he said to Yang Hanwu, Alchemy King Yang, this old man's words just now were inappropriate. It's not targeted at you, please don't mind it. If you can come to our Tani Academy, the position of the 2nd leader of the academy will be yours. Yang Hanwu was surprised. This Tani Academy was really willing to give up the position of the 2nd leader of the academy. This was the first successor, the future leader. As long as the leader abdicated, then he would be the master of the entire academy. Shuzi, you want to poach Alchemy King Yang? I'm afraid the position of the 2nd leader is not possible. As long as Alchemy King Yang is willing, I can give up the position of the leader of Tani Academy. All-Seer said indifferently. Old man, are you really willing to give up the position of the leader? Don't talk nonsense. Would you be willing to give up the leader position? Back then, you killed your senior brother in order to fight for the leader position. Your senior brother took good care of you back then. If it wasn't for your senior brother, you would have died countless times. I didn't expect you to treat your senior brother like your own brother just for the leader position. TSK. You're really willing to kill him. At this moment, Shuzi suddenly had an idea and said. This news was too shocking. It was fine for the older generation, but for the younger generation, no one knew about such a thing. The students of Tani Academy looked at All-Seer. As the leader of Tani Academy, he shouldn't do such a thing, right? Yang Hanwu was also surprised. However, there was no smoke without fire. Although Yang Hanwu didn't believe it, it didn't have much to do with him. He didn't have that much time to stay in the lower realms and be the leader of an academy. After the genius competition, he had to enter the ancient domain. No matter what method he used, he had to enter the ancient domain. Hua Wuying, Yuji and the others were still waiting for him. Shuzi, I've already investigated this matter. Do you think you've done it flawlessly? All-Seer's face was gloomy to the extreme. Originally, I was apprehensive about the invasion of the demons. Now that you've brought it up again, don't blame me for ignoring the big picture. Allseer, don't be angry. This matter is my Tai Academy's fault. The big picture is more important. At this moment, a voice came from afar. This person was wearing a blue robe. There was a group of people following behind him. Among this group of people, the majority were cultivators of the water attribute. Among them, the one with the strongest strength and the strongest aura was a girl in a blue dress who followed closely behind. This girl had a pair of blue eyes, white jade-like skin, and long hair that draped over her shoulders. Her jade-like feet were actually not wearing any shoes or socks. They were crystal clear, as if they were a work of art. That's the people from Sea God Academy. The one leading them is the leader of Sea God Academy, Hai Wuxian. That girl is the saintess of Sea God Academy, Hai Yuqiong. Hai Yuqiong is extremely strong. In the water, she is unrivaled. Zi Xintong introduced to Yang Hanwu. Sea God Academy. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. Out of the 4 great academies, he had met with people from the Tai Academy and Kunlun Academy. However, he had yet to meet anyone from the Sea God Academy. On the surface, the Sea God Academy was ranked 4th. But from the looks of it, the Sea God Academy wasn't as simple as it seemed. Chapter 368. Ancient Desolate Battlefield. Whiskers did not say anything, but he was cursing in his heart. I'll let it go this time. If you bring that up again, don't blame me for ignoring the big picture and beheading you first. Allseer had the strength to do so. Whiskers might be strong, but compared to Allseer, there was still a big gap between them. You! Whiskers was furious, but he did not dare to say anything else. This old man had the right to say such words. He had a powerful immortal weapon, but he did not. This was the difference between them. The ancient desolate battlefield is about to open. Let's not be calculative. Hai Wuxian said. Hai Wuxian played the role of a peacemaker. Hai Yuqiong, who was beside Hai Wuxian, looked at Yang Hanwu and said, "You're Pill King Yang, right?" "I am." Yang Hanwu nodded. He did not know why this girl was looking for him. "I wonder if you can bring me along with you into the ancient desolate battlefield this time?" Hai Yuqiong asked. "Why should I?" At this moment, Udgao stood out and looked at Hai Yuqiong warily before Hu Shouer and Jing Qiushuang could say anything. "Udgao, you're from the devil sect. Why are you here? Aren't you afraid that I'll kill you?" Hai Yuqiong raised her eyebrows and said. "You'll kill me?" Udgao was furious. "Do you have the strength to do so?" Udgao had obtained a complete immortal weapon in the Morning Soul Mountain range. After obtaining it, her strength had increased tremendously. Even Mo Tian was no match for her. "Whether I have the strength or not, we'll know once we try," Hai Yuqiong said. Looking at the situation, Yang Hanwu was surrounded by beauties. The geniuses of the Sea God Institute, the saintess of the Devil Sect, Zi Xintong, Hu Shouer and Jing Qiushuang were all super beauties. Everyone was jealous. Why did so many girls like him? Why did so many girls fight for him? "Fine, I'll give it a try," Udai shouted. After saying that, she took out her immortal artifact, the Jade Butterfly. All right, stop messing around." Yang Hanwu had a headache. He did not expect that Udgao would come here at this time and even fall out with Hai Yuqiong. This was really a headache. This situation puzzled some of the genius disciples from the 2 continents. Why didn't the experts from the 2 continents say anything? Weren't the 2 continents hostile to each other? One was from the Eastern continent, and the other was from the Devil Sect of the Western continent. They had always been sworn enemies. At this time, the upper echelons of both sides did not speak. It was really puzzling. I'll let you off the hook for Pill King Yang's sake. Greetings, sisters. These are some small items from the sea. Please accept them. Hai Yuqiong then brought out 2 strings of blue gemstones and handed them to the 2 women, one each. Originally, the two girls wanted to refuse, but when they saw the two strings of beautiful pearls, they couldn't resist the temptation. It was too beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. Many of the girls present showed an envious expression. This thing was simply too beautiful, especially when it shone under the sunlight. It was extremely beautiful, if only he could keep it on his body. This thing is too precious. We can't accept it. Yeah, it's too precious. Take it. This is just a local product of our sea. It's not a treasure. Hai Yuqiong said and looked at Udjao proudly. Yu Daijiao was very angry. This was like strangling her neck. What should she give? She also knew that Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang were Yang Hongwu's real women. If she wanted to improve her relationship with Yang Hongwu, she had to win over Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang. That's nothing. Udjao was angry and took out two things. They were also two pieces of crystal-clear gemstones. This is a spiritual stone? Seeing this, Yang Hongwu was shocked. Damn, this was a spiritual stone. Spiritual stone was one word less than spiritual stone, but its quality was much better than spiritual stone. One spiritual stone could be exchanged for tens of thousands of spiritual stones. Sisters, that's nothing. These two spiritual stones are my gift to the two sisters. Udjao said to Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang. Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang looked at Yang Hongwu. Take it. Yang Hongwu hesitated for a moment and nodded. On the other side, Zi Tian looked at Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang's expressions and trembled with anger. Both of them were his fiancées. He could see that both of them were no longer virgins, which meant that they had already given themselves to Yang Hongwu. He was angry and sullen. He couldn't wait to cut Yang Hongwu into pieces. This was the hatred of stealing his wife. You two bitches. Yang Hongwu, I will cut you into pieces. I, Zi Tian, am the true ruler of the ancient desolate mainland. Zi Tian suppressed the anger in his heart. The person beside Zi Tian stroked his beard as he looked at Zi Tian and sighed. This was also sullen. This Zi Tian was indeed a genius. His talent was amazing, and his strength was terrifying. However, this Yang Hongwu was not to be underestimated. Moreover, he was the target of the leader's recruitment. If he could recruit Yang Hongwu, he could sacrifice a Zi Tian. Now is not the time to make a move. Whiskers saw that Zi Tian was trembling and couldn't help but say. Don't worry, Elder. I know that now is not the time to make a move. Once we enter the ancient desolate battlefield, I will make sure that he dies a horrible death. Zi Tian said word by word, his eyes never leaving Yang Hongwu. Have you seen Kunlun Academy's Chi Bufan? Whiskers asked. Like you, he hates Yang Hongwu to the core. When the time comes, you can team up against Yang Hongwu. Only then will you have a chance of winning. I, Zi Tian, don't need to team up with anyone. Zi Tian said coldly. He is just a mysterious embryo realm warrior. I don't care about him at all. You are wrong. Whiskers said. Yang Hongwu's strength is not that simple. Otherwise, why do you think that old man, Hai Wuxian, would let his daughter get close to Yang Hongwu? Hai Wuxian is a sly old fox. He is not the strongest, but he has never been wrong about people. In fact, Zi Tian knew that Yang Hongwu was very strong. Otherwise, how could his clone have died in the Morning Soul Mountain? He had sent so many people. How could they die in the hands of Yang Hongwu? The trump cards in his hands were more powerful than he had imagined. Chapter 369. The city. The ancient desolate battlefield had truly opened. The battlefield has opened. This time, please take care of the other students of the Tianyi Academy. Alseer said to Yang Hongwu when he saw the open battlefield. Yang Hongwu nodded and said, Don't worry, I'll do my best. They were all disciples of the Tianyi Academy. If he could help, Yang Hongwu would do his best. If he couldn't, then there was nothing he could do. After all, there were more than 100 people in the Tianyi Academy. It was impossible for him to take care of everyone. Yang Hanwu brought a few people and followed closely behind him. There were Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang. Of course, there were also Feng Xinruo, Ran Xiaoling, Zi Xintong, Yu Daijiao and Hai Yuqiong. Yang Hongwu's group was filled with beauties. Many disciples were envious of him. They wished that they were the one with so many beauties. Yang Hanwu didn't care about their envious gazes. Although Jing Qiushuang and Hu Xiu'er were unhappy, there was nothing they could do. They couldn't reject him directly, right? Everyone held hands and entered the ancient desolate battlefield. The teleportation in the ancient desolate battlefield was random. If they didn't hold hands tightly, they wouldn't know where they would be teleported to. Yang Hongwu's group was teleported to an ancient city. This ancient city was filled with a mysterious aura. Good heavens! Our luck is not bad. It's actually a city. There should be many good things inside. Hai Yuqiong said as she looked at the huge city in front of her. There are many treasures inside the city. If we can find the herb garden and the treasury, then we'll be rich. Zi Xintong nodded and said. Of course, they had some information about the ancient desolate battlefield. There were countless possibilities and unknowns in the ancient desolate battlefield. There were ferocious savage beasts, powerful ferocious beasts, and even the existence of the Devil Clan. The ancient desolate battlefield was a training ground for the humans of the ancient desolate continent. However, it was also a training ground for the demons. Hunting demons. The assessment in the ancient desolate battlefield was based on the number of demons killed. The more demons one killed and the stronger one was, the more points one would get and the higher one's ranking would be. There are demons in this city. Mao reminded. How strong are they? Yang Hanwu asked. If he used the Big Dipper Thunder formation and the Big Rushing Thunder hand, he could restrain the devil race. In addition, the pure yang fire that he cultivated could also restrain the devil race. Dragon Soul, Sky-Devouring Soul. Yang Hanwu wasn't too worried about the demon race as long as they weren't too strong. But he didn't know the others. In any case, Yang Hanwu himself was not afraid. The devil race would not let him return. They might even become the source of his own strength. However, if he encountered those very powerful devils, he was afraid that he would have to expose some of his trump cards. For example, the 9 dragons Saint Body and the 9th heaven Mysterious Een Tower. These two things could not be exposed. But if he encountered a special situation, he had no choice but to expose them. It was troublesome for these girls to follow him. If it was only Jing Qiushuang and Hu Xiu'er, he wouldn't have to worry about being exposed. But now, he couldn't drive them away. He could only take one step at a time and hope that he wouldn't encounter too much trouble. The strongest demon is equivalent to a second-level primordial spirit realm. Mao said. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu's face turned bitter. Damn it, he was just thinking about not meeting an opponent that was too strong. But now, as soon as he entered, he was met with an essence spirit second-level cultivator. Damn it, was he going to expose himself right from the start? We've got to be careful. Within this city, there's a demon lord. If we were to fight him one-on-one, I'm afraid none of us would be a match for him. Yang Hanwu looked at the girls and said. A great demon? Yu Daijiao's face changed slightly. Hu Xiu'er, Jing Qiushuang and the others also became serious. They believed Yang Hongwu's words. He wouldn't talk nonsense, let alone lie to them. What's the strength of the demon? Hai Yuqiong asked. It should be at the first-level primordial spirit realm. It might even be at the second level. Yang Hanwu said. You're kidding, right? Hai Yuqiong thought that it was just a fourth-level primordial spirit realm. She didn't expect Yang Hanwu to say that it was at the first-level or second-level primordial spirit realm. If that was true, then things were really troublesome. The difference between a first-level primordial spirit realm and a fourth-level primordial spirit realm was too big. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to describe it as the difference between heaven and earth. Do I look like I'm joking? Yan Hanwu said. If it's true, then do we still have to enter the city? A first-level primordial spirit realm is not something we can resist. Ran Shaoling said, why don't we go around this place? It's too dangerous. So what if it's at the first-level primordial spirit realm? There are so many of us. What's there to be afraid of if we join forces? Yu Daijiao said. That's right. A first-level primordial spirit realm won't be able to stop us. If I'm not wrong, Elixir King Yang should be able to kill a first-level primordial spirit realm warrior, right? Hai Yuqiong looked at Yan Hanwu and said. A first-level primordial spirit realm warrior isn't as easy as you say. Yan Hanwu was shocked. Hai Yuqiong wasn't simple. Judging from her confident look, she probably had some confidence in dealing with a first-level primordial spirit realm warrior. There's no need to be humble. My father can tell that your strength is definitely above the first level of the primordial spirit realm. He can faintly sense the power of an emperor technique from you, said Hai Yuqiong. My father has never been wrong about people. Yu Daijiao and the other girls looked at Yan Hanwu. Of course, they knew what an emperor technique was. It was too shocking. An emperor technique was a legendary supreme martial technique. No, it couldn't be called a martial technique anymore. It was the power of the laws. An emperor technique? You think I've learned an emperor technique? Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. Although he had cultivated the Jingshan finger and the solid rock heart sutra, Yang Hanwu didn't think that they were emperor techniques. An emperor technique was a supreme martial technique that was beyond the scope of martial techniques. How could it be so easy to obtain? Even if it was obtained, it wouldn't be so easy to cultivate. However, Yang Hanwu really hoped that the Jingshan finger he cultivated was an emperor technique. Isn't it? Hai Yuqiong asked. If I've really learned an emperor technique, what would I have to worry about? Yang Hanwu said, however, although I haven't learned an emperor technique, I'm still confident in dealing with a demon at the first-level primordial spirit realm. That's because I have a formation that specializes in restraining the demon race. So, you're preparing to enter the city? Yes. Before entering, I'll set up a large formation, Yang Hanwu said. Chapter 370. Demon Slayer Heavenly Dipper Thunder Transformation Formation, Rise. The disc array in Yang Hanwu's hand flew out, and 4 rays of light fell around the entire city. Pieces of spiritual stones were integrated into the disc array, and the entire array was completely activated. This time, the amount of spiritual stones consumed was definitely an astronomical figure. Almost half of Yang Hanwu's spiritual stones were consumed. Yang Hanwu's brows were also sweating. In order to be absolutely safe, Yang Hanwu had paid the price. The fact that there was a second-level primordial spirit realm great demon in this city meant that there was definitely something good in this city, and the quality was definitely not low. He hoped that he wouldn't disappoint him. Seeing Yang Hanwu set up the array formation, the girls were all shocked. This array formation has probably reached the level of a 7th grade array formation. Although it was set up by an array disc, Yang Hanwu's attainments in array formations have at least reached the level of a 6th grade array master. Hai Yuqiong and the other girls were shocked beyond words. Even a 3rd-level primordial spirit realm martial artist, no, even a middle-stage primordial spirit realm martial artist would not be able to break through such a grand array easily. Come, let's go in. This is a lightning formation? Hai Yuqiong asked after entering the formation. That's right. The Big Dipper lightning formation was set up by me using a formation plate. I obtained it by accident in the Morning Soul Mountain Range. Yan Hanwu said. Morning Soul Mountain Range? Hai Yuqiong regretted not entering the Morning Soul Mountain Range. It was said that the people who entered the Morning Soul Mountain Range all gained quite a lot. Yu Daijiao was one of them. In the depths of this city, one of the demons suddenly opened its eyes. It had a pair of antennae on its head and a layer of black scales on its face. Its body was very short, but it exuded a terrifying aura. To think that a human would come in and even set up a formation. He really doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. However, this formation doesn't seem to be simple. The demon said coldly. Man, your subordinate is here. What orders do you have, my lord? A little demon appeared in front of him. Go, find out for me how many humans have entered the city and how strong they are. Go and return quickly. Yes, my lord. In the next moment, in the center of the city, many demons began to move in groups. None of this could escape Mauer's eyes. Big brother, that devil knows that we have entered the city and has already sent out Devil Cultivator to search for us. Mauer said. How many demons are there? Yang Hongwu asked. There are a total of 7 teams of demonic cultivators, with a total of over 200. Mauer replied. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. 200 demonic chi cultivators was quite a number. How strong are they? Yes, they are all at the 3rd step essence soul realm and above, said Mauer. The strongest is at the 4th step essence soul realm. Yang Hongwu took in a deep breath. Bloody hell, he was shocked by this as well. This was a big deal. There were more than 200 people, and the weakest was at primordial spirit 3rd step. This pressure was really huge. However, it was fortunate that they were not united but divided into 7 groups. In that case, there were only 30 demons in each group. If they were to attack together, it would not be difficult to kill them. If they were to gather together, it would be troublesome. We are in trouble. Yang Hongwu said to the girls behind him after receiving Mauer's information. What's the matter? The news of us entering the city has been exposed. A large group of demons is rushing over. Yang Hongwu said. How many? How strong are they? Yu Daijiao asked. 200, and the weakest is at the primordial spirit realm. What? Everyone was shocked when they heard that. 200, and all of them were at the primordial spirit realm. This was too terrifying. 200 primordial spirit realm cultivators at the primordial spirit realm were no joke. One person could not even take on 10 of them. What should we do? Should we avoid them? No need. Yang Hongwu shook his head. But there are more than 200 of them. Yu Daijiao sounded worried. If there were only 10 or 20 of them, there would be no need to worry. However, there were more than 200 primordial spirit realm cultivators at the primordial spirit realm. More than 200 of them came in 7 groups. Therefore, we can still deal with them. Yang Hongwu said, therefore, we have to be prepared for battle. Not long after, Yang Hongwu and the others encountered the first group of demons. There were a total of 35 demons in this group. The strongest among them was at the primordial spirit realm. Everyone attacked at the same time. Yang Hongwu immediately used a powerful attack, the rushing thunder hand. In the heavenly dipper thunder formation, the power of the rushing thunder hand was maximized. The primordial spirit realm 4th step demon did not even have time to react before he was killed by Yang Hongwu. The others quickly killed their opponents as well. More than half of the 30-odd demons were killed in a breath's time. The others wanted to escape when they saw that the situation was not good. However, how could Yang Hongwu, Yu Daijiao, and the others let them leave? In 30 breaths, more than 30 demons were all killed. Of course, it was also very exhausting. Yang Hongwu and the other girls added up to less than 10 people. However, it only took them 30 breaths to kill more than 30 demons. Everyone attacked with all their might. That was why they were so fast. Let's go. Yang Hongwu knew that after killing the first group of demons, the other 6 groups of demons would definitely receive the news. When that time came, there would be more than one group coming. Therefore, after killing the demons, everyone quickly moved. The 6th group is all dead. The 6 groups of demons felt it. The leader of the demons was called Burnon. He was at the peak of the primordial spirit realm 4th step and was very strong. He was the top warrior of the leader of the demons, Ta Shan. His strength was second only to Ta Shan. Damn it, how can these humans be so strong? The sixth group had the most people, but they were the first to be destroyed. They couldn't even send out a distress signal. It seems that the strength of these humans has far exceeded my expectations. No wonder Sir only asked me to gather information and didn't ask me to destroy them. Burnon's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Ever since he had occupied this city, he had not suffered such a heavy blow. Burnon waved his hand and said loudly, "Let's go and see how strong these humans are." The other groups of demons were all rushing towards the place where Yang Hanwu had killed the demons. Yang Hanwu had expected this. Moreover, the direction that Yang Hanwu had chosen just happened to have another group of demons rushing over. This group of demons had a total of 31 people. They were not weak, but they were much weaker than the previous group. After a while, Yang Hanwu and the others encountered another group of demons. Of course, this group of demons was killed by Yang Hanwu and the others without any suspense. This time, they were even faster. Chapter 371. Operation Decapitation. At this moment, the remaining 5 groups of demons had already gathered together. Sensing that another group had been killed, Burnon was furious. More than 60 of his subordinates had died in an instant. Nearly a third of them had died. "Damn you, damned human, I won't let you off. This time, we'll do it together," Burnon said. Yang Hanwu and the others moved again. This time, they had to think of a way to separate these guys. If they couldn't separate, they would go directly to the great demon. As they walked, they checked. What made Yang Hanwu depressed was that these demons did not split up this time. There were still more than 100 of them. This time, we'll have to face the great demon. Yang Hanwu thought for a moment and said, "This great demon's strength has probably reached the 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm. However, I still have my array formation. The cultivation technique that I cultivate has a natural suppression against demons. We should be able to fight it. I'll hold back the great demon while you guys kill the rest of the demons." "You're planning to capture the leader first?" "That's right." Yang Hanwu nodded. "How confident are you?" When they heard Yang Hanwu say that the great demon's strength might have reached the 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm, Hai Yuqiong and the others were still a little worried. If it was the 1st level of the primordial spirit realm, they could suppress it with all their trump cards. However, if it was the 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm, they had no confidence. Compared to the 1st level of the primordial spirit realm, although it was only 1 level higher, the difference was like heaven and earth. The difference was huge. "I'm 70% confident," Yang Hanwu said. 70%? Hai Yuqiong and the others were surprised. They did not expect Yang Hanwu to have a 70% chance of defeating a 2nd-level primordial spirit realm expert. Just how strong was he? On the surface, he was at the 7th level of the mystic embryo realm, but he was probably deliberately suppressing it. Could it be that his cultivation had really reached the primordial spirit realm? The reason why he didn't show it was because he wanted to resist the power of the laws. Hai Yujing, Udgao and the other girls knew that there were some terrifying existences whose cultivation had already surpassed the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm. They could definitely ascend to the ancient domain, but for some reason, they used a secret technique to suppress their cultivation and did not show it. Could it be that Yang Hanwu did the same? "Are you really 70% confident?" Yu Daijiao asked while looking at Yang Hanwu in disbelief. Of course, due to the suppression of this array formation, even if the other party is at the 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm, he won't be able to unleash his full potential. Coupled with the suppression of my cultivation technique, I should be able to deal with him. Yang Hanwu said, "You guys only need to help me contain the other small devils. I will deal with the big devils." "All right." Everyone nodded in agreement. After deciding on the plan, Yang Hanwu led the girls to the depths of the city. Of course, along the way, they deliberately avoided other demons. Otherwise, if they encountered demons along the way, a battle would be inevitable. At that time, it would be troublesome if the demons were alerted. In order to kill the demons, they had to catch them off guard. The strength of the demons was beyond imagination. It was not easy to deal with them. Once they failed to trap them, they might even be able to break the array formation and leave this place. At that time, it would be even more difficult to deal with them. Therefore, they had to kill them in one blow. Otherwise, it would be troublesome. After 2 hours, Yang Hanwu and the others had already sneaked into the central city. They were in the palace where the big devil was cultivating. The security here was very strict. There was a sentry every 3 steps and a sentry every 5 steps. There were demons constantly patrolling. What should we do? The security here is too tight. It will be difficult to sneak in, Feng Shinro said. Fight our way in. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. The big devil is cultivating here. We can just fight our way in. It was impossible to sneak in, so they could only fight their way in. Fight our way in. All right. They immediately took action. A group of demons was patrolling. Yang Hanwu gave them a look and they immediately attacked. These demons did not expect that there would be enemies in the city. They did not even have time to attack before they were killed. The demons were like chickens and ducks. They were harvested one after another. These demons were not weak. However, they were nothing in front of Yang Hanwu and the other elites. Yang Hanwu and the others killed their way forward. Soon, they found the place where the leader of the demons, Ta Shan, was. They are here. Ta Shan's face was filled with shock. He did not expect these humans to kill their way here. All right. Let me kill them all. These people are not weak. They should be the geniuses of the human race. Killing these geniuses will be a big blow to the human race. Ta Shan's eyes flashed with cold light. In the next moment, Ta Shan walked out of the cultivation room. That's a big devil. Yang Hanwu looked at the other party and took a deep breath. You guys are bold. How dare you trespass into my city? Ta Shan looked at Yang Hanwu and the others. When he saw the girls, his eyes lit up. You must be the one who set up the formation. These human girls are pretty. I have not enjoyed the taste of human girls for a long time. I did not expect you guys to come knocking on my door. Devil, today is the day you die. Yang Hanwu said and activated his combat body. His combat strength was maximized. He turned into a bolt of lightning and rushed towards Ta Shan. His speed was shocking. Rushing thunder hand. In the sky, terrifying bolts of lightning struck down. The power of the lightning lit up the entire area. Yang Hongwu's entire body seemed to have merged with the lightning. In a breath's time, he had already arrived beside Ta Shan. As he struck out with his palm, the terrifying power of lightning instantly erupted. Boom! In the collision, there was an explosion. The power of lightning struck Ta Shan's body and caused electric arcs to flash. Damn human! I want you dead. Ta Shan's strength was suppressed. Under the Big Dipper lightning transformation formation, the power of the rushing thunder hand was maximized. Bolts of lightning struck Ta Shan's body, causing him great pain. He felt like his skin and flesh were about to explode. The enraged Ta Shan's face was ferocious and terrifying. He looked like a demon from hell. He transformed into his battle form. His long fangs and sharp nails were like divine weapons. When he waved his hand, he released a powerful force. The invisible air was sliced apart, forming a vacuum. A sharp, ear-piercing sound could be heard. The strong wind made Yang Hongwu's hair stand on end. Chapter 372. Annihilating the demonic tribe leader so powerful. Yang Hanwu had to admit that the strength of this demon was not that simple. The strength of a level 2 primordial spirit realm was not as simple as he had imagined. It was very powerful. Rushing thunder hand. Yang Hongwu's huge hand clawed out again. It was like a sharp steel claw as it viciously clawed at Ta Shan. The 5 fingers formed by lightning clashed with Ta Shan's sharp claws. Yang Hongwu's body trembled as he was pushed back. Ta Shan also took a few steps back. However, it was obvious that Ta Shan's strength was stronger than Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu was slightly injured, but Ta Shan was not. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. The strength of this demon was beyond his imagination. Although he was suppressed by the Big Dipper lightning transformation array, he was still so powerful. Puny human, go to hell. Ta Shan's body began to change. He turned into a 3-meter-tall giant demon. A terrifying mace appeared in his hand, flickering with a cold light. Let me help you. At this moment, Udgao's voice rang in Yang Hongwu's ears. Udgao waved her hand, and the jade butterfly flew out. Whoosh! 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 All the jade butterflies shot towards Ta Shan. They were so fast that they were like bullets. When they landed on Ta Shan's body, they made clanking sounds and created sparks. Ta Shan's huge body walked towards Yang Hanwu and Udgao. Damn it! How can he be so powerful? Udgao's face changed. Although her jade butterfly was not a complete immortal weapon, it was still powerful. How could Udgao not feel pressured when it could not even break through Ta Shan's defense? Let's see how you block it. Udgao was infuriated and took out her true trump card, the immortal item she obtained in the Morning Soul Mountains. The immortal item flew out from her hand. It was a jade hairpin. It turned into a flying shuttle and shot out at high speed, piercing through space. It was faster and more violent than the jade butterfly. He only saw a flash of light as the jade hairpin shot into Ta Shan's body. Crack! The jade hairpin broke through the defense and pierced Ta Shan's body. Ta Shan shuddered and took a few steps back. Aoo! The intense pain caused Ta Shan to let out a loud cry. Damn human, I'm going to kill you. The jade hairpin was, after all, an immortal artifact. It broke through Ta Shan's terrifying defense. A chance. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed coldly. How could he let go of such a good opportunity? Jingshan finger, third finger, heaven and earth annihilation. With a single finger, heaven and earth would be destroyed. A huge finger, which seemed to be capable of destroying the world, pierced out and landed on Ta Shan's huge body. Bang! Another terrifying sound rang out. Yang Hanwu had punched a bucket-sized hole in Ta Shan's body. Ta Shan could not believe that his invincible body and invincible defense had been pierced by a human woman. Then, she had punched a huge hole in his body. Boom! Ta Shan's huge body collapsed, and the entire palace shook. Dust flew everywhere, and blue blood flowed out from the huge hole. The blood of demons was blue in color. The blood was highly corrosive. Even the floor of the palace was sizzling. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. Holy sh*t. This demon was not simple at all. Normal demons did not have such terrifying corrosive blood. What was the background of this demon? Could it be a special race among the demons? He's dead. Our lord is dead. Run! When the other devil dwellers saw that their boss had been beaten to death, they were all frightened. Ta Shan's strength was far beyond theirs. Even if they worked together, they would not be able to defeat him. But now, he was killed by a few humans. How could they not be terrified? How could they not be afraid? Demons also had fear in their hearts. With their leader killed, they lost their backbone and ran away frantically. At this time, Hai Yuqiong and the rest would not let go of such a good opportunity. They would not let any of the demons go. The frenzied killing continued. A punch, a kick, a blade, and a sword would take away a demon's life. The dozens of demons in the palace were all killed in an instant. Are you okay? Yu Daijiao asked worriedly as she supported Yang Hanwu. She looked at his pale face. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, I'm fine. I just used up a lot of energy. Yang Hanwu knew that the demon was too strong. Therefore, when Yang Hanwu used the third finger of the stupefying finger, he used all his strength. The consequence was that he used up a lot of energy. It would take some time for him to fully recover. It's good that you're fine. Yu Daijiao heaved a sigh of relief. Yang Hanwu was their backbone. In the ancient desolate battlefield, danger was everywhere. They had just entered and they had already encountered such a strong opponent. If not for Yang Hanwu, they would not be a match for the demon. Yu Daijiao was very clear about this. That jade hairpin was a complete immortal weapon, not a broken one. She used all her strength to break the demon's defense and only slightly injured him. If the attack of an immortal weapon ended up like this, she knew what would happen if she used other weapons. There were probably not many people who could break the demon's defense. In other words, even if all the demons were killed, there would only be a handful of people who could cause real damage to the demon lord. Done? After resting for a while, Yang Hanwu recovered half of his strength. He looked at the girls and asked. Yes. The girls nodded. How is your condition now? Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang were most concerned about Yang Hanwu. After dealing with the demons around them, they came to Yang Hanwu's side. I'm fine. Yang Hanwu said, there are still some demons who dare to come. They must know that the leader of the demons has been killed. So, we have to take the things here and leave quickly. Mauer had already told Yang Hanwu that the surrounding demons had gathered. This was not good news for Yang Hanwu. In this city, the number of demonic dwellers was definitely a terrifying number. In total, there were probably 2,000 to 3,000 of them. If those demons surrounded this place, things would be troublesome. How many demons? All the demons in the city are gathering here. Yang Hanwu felt that something was wrong. The leader of the demons had been killed. Why were all the demons gathering here? Chapter 373. Ancient Golden Rock Skeletons so many? The girls' faces changed. If there were only a few of them, they could kill them one by one. But if there were so many of them, how could they kill all of them? They no longer doubted Yang Hanwu's words. Because what Yang Hanwu said before had become a reality. Yang Hanwu's perception had exceeded their imagination. Even Hai Yuqiong, who was the least familiar with Yang Hanwu, couldn't help but admire him. This Dan King was too powerful. Even if she didn't want to admit it, she had no choice but to admit that he was much stronger than her, whether it was in terms of combat strength or other aspects. Such a person must not be his enemy. Hai Yuqiong admired her father. She did not expect him to be so accurate in judging people. Yes. Yang Hanwu said. I also did not expect this. Yang Hanwu was also depressed. Logically speaking, the demons should be scared out of their wits after their leader was killed by him. They probably would not have the heart to fight. But, there was an accident. Among the demons, there was one who had a high prestige. At this time, Mauer had already found the devil. The devil was very cautious and very careful. He was hiding in the crowd of devils. It was too difficult to kill the devil dweller in the midst of the devil dwellers. Let's see what's inside first. We'll take it and leave. Yang Hanwu said. Okay. Yang Hanwu and the others entered the treasury together. This was the treasury of the demon leader, Ta Shan. It was also the treasury of the entire city. After Yang Hanwu opened it, he found that there were many treasures in the treasury. There were battle clothes, spiritual herbs, weapons, ores, pearls, cores of savage beasts, etc. Keep it. Quickly keep it. When Yang Hanwu saw this, he was also shocked. Compared to these, the things he had obtained in Mount Tanlang were just child's play. That is? Suddenly, Yang Hanwu discovered a huge skeleton. This skeleton gave Yang Hanwu a powerful pressure. Good stuff. This skeleton seemed to be the skeleton of a flying-type savage beast. Its wings were several zhang wide. It took up almost half of the space in the treasury. Not simple. It was definitely not simple. There is the aura of the golden rock. One of Yang Hanwu's pets was the golden rock. How could Yang Hanwu not sense the aura of the golden rock from the skeleton? This is the skeleton of an ancient golden rock, Yu Daijiao said. Ancient golden rock? That's right. I've seen the skeleton of the ancient golden rock. Mo Rantian's master had a pair of ancient golden rock wings. He must have passed it down to Mo Rantian. Udgao said, if you can refine these bone wings, your combat strength will be greatly improved. Especially in aerial combat, you will have a great advantage. Yes, this is indeed the skeleton of an ancient golden rock. If you can refine the bone wings, your combat strength will be increased by at least 30%, Hai Yuqiong said. 30%. What did it mean to increase one's combat strength by 30%? If the two parties were at the same level, a 30% increase in combat strength would be enough to crush or even kill the opponent in a second. However, it's not easy to refine the bone wings. Judging from the pressure on the skeleton, it's definitely not a trivial matter. This ancient golden rock is at least at the 8th level. Hai Yuqiong added, it's impossible to refine the bone wings unless you have a refiner of the 7th rank or above. At this time, In Xiaorui's voice rang out in Yang Hongwu's mind. You can keep this skeleton in your immortal pagoda. It will be of great help to the Dapeng Golden Eagle. If its bloodline evolves, it might become a Class 8 savage beast. Got it. It's not easy to refine the skeleton. Feng Shinro, who had been silent, said, even if the ancient golden rock is only left with its skeleton, it still has its dignity and pride. It's impossible to refine it in an ordinary storage ring. Yes, unless you refine it or use an immortal tool, it's impossible to refine it in an ordinary storage ring. Hai Yuqiong nodded. It can't be stored in a storage ring? Yang Hanwu was stunned. There was such a saying? Yang Hanwu didn't know about it. It seemed that the dragon bones he obtained could be stored in a storage ring. How could the skeleton of the ancient golden rock not be stored in a storage ring? Was it more overbearing than the dragon bones? Yang Hanwu didn't believe it. Let me try. I don't believe that the skeleton of the ancient golden rock is more powerful than the dragon bones. Yang Hanwu said. With a thought, Yang Hanwu tried to refine the skeleton of the ancient golden rock. However, the reality made Yang Hanwu smile bitterly. It was really impossible. Dragon bones. Actually, it's impossible to refine a dragon bone above the 8th level into a storage ring. Of course, that's unless it has lost its true spirit. There's still a trace of true spirit in the skeleton of the ancient golden rock. If you can get rid of this trace of true spirit, it'll be fine. Udgao explained, I think that the dragon bones you obtained before must have had its true spirit destroyed. That's why it could be stored in a storage ring. You're saying that it'll be fine to get rid of the true spirit in the skeleton? Yang Hongwu asked. That's right. However, it's too difficult to get rid of the true spirit. Even a true primordial spirit realm expert wouldn't be able to do it easily. We don't have much time now, so it's impossible for us to do it. Udgao nodded. That's easy. You just have to refine it into the immortal pagoda. In Xiaorui's voice sounded again, a mere trace of true spirit, an incomplete true spirit, won't be able to resist the will of the immortal pagoda. Even the golden rock in your immortal pagoda can refine the skeleton into a storage ring. That's good. Yang Hanwu didn't want to leave the treasure lying around. It would be too unpleasant if he couldn't refine it. With a thought, Yang Hanwu shouted, Rise, rise. The skeleton of the ancient golden rock suddenly floated up and disappeared in front of everyone's eyes in the next moment. He retracted it. The girls were shocked. Could it be that Yang Hanwu had an immortal-grade storage ring? Only an immortal-grade storage ring could retract the skeleton of the ancient golden rock. However, the girls didn't ask too much. After all, this was a secret in his heart. He wouldn't talk about it casually even if he was a close brother, unless they were husband and wife. Chapter 374. Siege. As soon as the group left the main hall, they encountered a group of demons. Let's kill our way out. She took the lead and waved her saber, killing one demon with each slash. The girls were not to be outdone. They fought their way out, killing countless demons along the way. Chase, we must not let them go. We must take revenge for Lord. Take revenge for Lord. Those demons were not afraid of death. They charged forward crazily. Yang Hanwu felt a headache coming on as well. So many people were killing until his hands went numb. These were not the weak demons. The weak ones were equivalent to Shen Embryo Realm Level 10. We can't go on like this. Hu Shou'er, who was beside Yang Hanwu, killed a demon with a kick. She panted and said to Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu's eyes flashed coldly. He wanted to preserve some of his strength. However, these demons seemed determined to kill them. He would not be polite. Protect me first. I will deal with them. Yang Hanwu said. Okay. Hu Shou'er and the other girls protected Yang Hanwu in the middle. Yang Hanwu's hands kept forming seals. The entire sky was covered by dark clouds. The atmosphere became very oppressive. It was as if the earth was about to be destroyed. It was as if the dark clouds were about to destroy the city. Rumble, rumble. Thunderous roars continued to reverberate as bolts of lightning struck down one after another. The fist-sized lightning struck down and landed in the middle of the demons. Those demons were instantly blown away. There were countless casualties. Again and again. Bolts of lightning continued to descend. Every time they descended, a group of demons would be killed. Damn it. Kill. Kill that man first. A demon shouted. He could see that these women were trying to protect that man, and that man was using his own means. Terrifying lightning bolts descended, and every strike would take away the lives of many devils. In just a few dozen breaths, more than 100 devils had died in his hands. If this continued, all the devils would be killed by him. After receiving Burnon's order, all the demons seemed to have gone crazy. They ignored the girls and attacked Yang Hanwu, who was in the middle of the girls. The girls were also under a lot of pressure. Such a terrifying attack, although each of them was not very strong, but enough ants could bite an elephant to death. Therefore, the consumption of the girls was huge. Yang Hanwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. So it was him, the leader of the devil cultivator, who came out to look for them. After discovering the target, Yang Hanwu sneered. 9 heavens lightning strike. Yang Hanwu targeted the leading devil cultivator. A terrifying bolt of lightning struck down. It was as thick as a bowl, like a huge electric snake. Crack! That enormous bolt of lightning struck the head of the devil dweller leader. Ah! Burnon let out a blood-curdling scream as his entire body was charred black by the terrifying lightning. It was also because his cultivation was very high that he was much stronger than ordinary devil cultivator. Otherwise, this attack would have been enough to kill him. Damned human, I'm going to kill you. Burnon roared. Kill me? Yang Hongwu's hearing was very good. If you want to kill me, then I'll kill you first. I'll give you another attack. As Yang Hanwu spoke, another bolt of lightning struck out. This bolt of lightning was even more terrifying. Seeing that bolt of lightning striking over, the entire city was illuminated. Burnon saw this terrifying bolt of lightning and was scared to death. He grabbed something beside him and threw it towards the bolt of lightning in an attempt to dodge. However, it was impossible to do so. How could it be so easy to dodge? The devil cultivator that was thrown up was turned into slag and then fell down. Seeing that the bolt of lightning was about to hit him, Burnon's body grew bigger. He held a ball with both hands and a huge black ball condensed. It contained boundless devil chi. He threw the devil chi ball towards the bolt of lightning in an attempt to block this terrifying attack. However, it was all in vain. This terrifying bolt of lightning came into contact with the devil chi ball and shattered it. In the next moment, it landed on Burnon's chest. I can't accept this. The huge lightning bolt and the terrifying power caused Burnon's body to be pulverized. Dead, Commander Burnon is dead. The devil cultivator commander's death instantly caused the morale of these devil cultivators to drop to the extreme. Run, this human is too terrifying. Our lord is dead, and so is our commander. Immediately, some devil cultivators threw down their weapons and fled frantically. With a start, many of them began to flee frantically. The army was defeated like a landslide. As they fled frantically, many devil cultivators were trampled to death. At this moment, Yang Hanwu relaxed. The energy of the Heavenly Dipper lightning transformation array was also exhausted. The huge array dissipated and the array disc flew into Yang Hanwu's hand. "You don't have anything to do?" Feng Xinro, who was closest to Yang Hanwu, immediately supported Yang Hanwu. "I've used up too much energy. I'm afraid I won't be able to recover completely in a few days." Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. He had used up a lot of energy. If not for Nini's replenishment, it would take 10 days to half a month for him to recover. Outside the ancient desolate battlefield. How did Yang Hanwu and the others obtain points so quickly? Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Cheating, they must have cheated. Outside the ancient desolate battlefield, one could see the battle results of everyone who had entered the ancient desolate battlefield. Killing a devil cultivator would give 1 point. At this moment, Yang Hanwu had already killed a second-level primordial spirit realm devil cultivator leader and obtained 200,000 points. In addition, he had killed countless devil cultivators. Yang Hanwu's current points were far more than the others. He had a total of 400,000 points. Hu Shou'er, Jin Qiushuang and the others were not far behind. Although their points were not as high as Yang Hanwu's, their points were also very high. They had more than 100,000 points. As for Zetian and the others, they were far behind. Zetian only had 70,000 points. Ma Yuan had even fewer points. He only had 50,000 points. Mo Chantian only had 70,000 points. Compared to Yang Hanwu, the difference was like heaven and earth. It was no wonder that Ti Shuzi and the others were suspicious. Cheating? Why don't you go in and try cheating? Allseer sneered. It's impossible to cheat in the ancient desolate battlefield. Hai Wuxian nodded. At this moment, Hai Wuxian was very pleased. Hai Yuqiong had a total of 120,000 points. She was only behind Yang Hanwu and Udgao. She was ranked third. If she had not followed Yang Hanwu, she would only have 100,000 points at most. If he didn't cheat, how could he obtain so many points in such a short time? What kind of person is Yang Hanwu? Everything that happened to him is possible, Allseer said. Chapter 375. Encounter junior brother Yang's strength has already reached such a level? Mu Shireen was very excited. She had also heard about what had happened in the Heavenly Dragon sect. She actually blamed herself for what had happened to Yang Hanwu in the Heavenly Dragon sect. At that time, why couldn't she help at all? She also blamed her grandfather, Elder Mu. This time, she had begged Elder Mu to come to the genius competition. Old Man Mu, you've recovered your strength? Allseer looked at Old Man Mu in astonishment. I was lucky to recover. Old Man Mu sighed. Because of my mistake, I let you take advantage of me. Yang Hanwu was originally a disciple of the Heavenly Dragon sect. Haha, Old Man Mu, this is fate. You can't force anything. Besides, didn't you also come from the Heavenly Academy? You can also be considered a student of the Heavenly Academy. Allseer said with a smile. Allseer was very proud that such a monstrous genius had appeared in the Heavenly Academy. With the appearance of Yang Hanwu, the Heavenly Academy would once again become the number one among the 4 great academies. There was a much suspense. Moreover, his achievements were extraordinary. When the time came, he might even become a great emperor. How glorious would that be? Yang Hanwu and the others looked at those frantically fleeing demons and sighed in relief. Their hands were sore from all the killing. They had consumed a lot of energy. Fortunately, they had killed the leader of the demons. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to hold on. Let's go into the city now. At this time, Hu Shou'er said. The girls looked at Yang Hanwu. He was the backbone of the group. Yang Hanwu nodded and said, okay. Right now, it was indeed safer inside the city. They would go out after they recovered. After walking for a while, Yang Hanwu suddenly patted his head and said, "I'm really too stupid." "What's wrong?" Seeing him like this, the girls were somewhat nervous and asked, "Did something happen?" "No, it's just that I'm too stupid. I actually forgot about the talismans. I have a lot of talismans here, but I didn't use them." At this time, Yang Hanwu took out a large number of talismans. These talismans were all made by Yang Hanwu. The worst of them was a 5th-grade talisman. These talismans were very effective against the Devil Man. This way, the consumption would be much lower. If he had thought of this earlier, he wouldn't have had to expend so much energy. "Talismans? Why do you have so many talismans?" Hai Yuqiong looked at Yang Hanwu in shock. Even an ordinary symbol master would not have so many talismans. All the talismans here added up were more than the talismans in his father's collection. Moreover, the quality of these talismans was much higher than the talismans in his father's treasure room. "Actually, I'm also a talisman master," Yang Hanwu said. "Talisman master? You're telling the truth?" Shocking, absolutely shocking. He was an array master, an elixir king, and a talisman master. Such an identity was really too shocking. Looking at these talismans, there were 5th-grade talismans and 6th-grade talismans, which meant that he was a 6th-grade talisman master. 7th-grade elixir king, 6th-grade array master, 6th-grade symbol master. This was really too shocking. What was a genius? What was an all-rounder? Hai Yuqiong took a deep breath. She was completely convinced. Previously, she still had some heart to compete, but now, she didn't even have the heart to compete. Her only advantage was probably her battle physique. Her battle physique was a sacred physique. However, who knew if Yang Hongwu's battle physique was also a sacred physique? At least, in terms of talent, he was stronger than her. His ability to challenge people of a higher level was more powerful than her. From this point, it could be seen that his battle physique was also very special. Although Yang Hongwu's battle physique was only the Golden Dragon battle physique, Hai Yuqiong believed that it was far from that simple. It was very likely to be the Golden Dragon sacred physique, not the Golden Dragon battle physique. The Golden Dragon battle physique was only an immortal physique, while the Golden Dragon sacred physique was a level higher than the immortal physique. Keep these talismans well. We'll enter the main hall and cultivate. If we encounter another attack from the demon dwellers, these talismans should be enough to deal with them. Yang Hanwu said, "I've consumed too much energy just now. It will take some time for me to recover. It's up to you in the next few days. Don't worry. This won't be a problem. With these talismans, we can defeat even more demon dwellers." Udgao was very confident. "Yes, Udgao is right. Junior brother, you don't need to worry. We didn't consume too much energy and didn't suffer any serious injuries. We'll recover soon. You can rest assured and cultivate." Feng Shinro said. 3 days later, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had completely recovered. The girls searched the entire city, but they didn't find anything good. It seemed like all the good things in this ancient city had been gathered in this treasury by the demon dwellers. Since the treasury had been taken away, they couldn't find anything good. Seeing Yang Hongwu open his eyes, the girls were pleasantly surprised. "Husband, you're awake. That's great. And, I'm fine. I've made everyone worried." Looking at the girl's concerned expression, Yang Hongwu nodded and said, "We've been delayed for a few days. It's time for us to continue. Don't worry. Our harvest is not small. Others won't be able to get more than us." Hai Yuqiong said. Someone's coming." Yang Hanwu suddenly said. "Someone? You mean demon dwellers or human warriors?" Udgao asked quickly. "They seem to be students of Sea God Academy." Yang Hanwu said, "The leader is very strong. He's a blue-haired guy. His weapon is a water-splitting halberd." Blue-haired, water-splitting halberd. That's Shaguesan. Yu Cheong's expression changed slightly. I didn't expect him to come. Seeing Yu Cheong's expression, Yang Hanwoo was a little surprised. Is this Sha Guisan very strong? Isn't he the same as Yu Cheong? Who's Sha Guisan? Is he famous? Yang Hanwoo asked, why are you so nervous? Does Sha Guisan have a grudge against you? Yu Cheong nodded and said, yes, Sha family and my Hai family have always been sworn enemies. Although my father is the leader of Sea God Academy, he's also restrained by Sha family. Sha family's influence in Sea God Academy is very strong. Even my father can't do anything to them. So, Sha Guisan is an enemy? Yang Hanwoo asked. If Sha Guisan was an enemy, there was no need to keep him alive. Although Sha Guisan's strength was not bad, Yang Hanwoo did not take him seriously. That great demon, a second-level primordial spirit realm great demon, was killed by him. A mere Sha Guisan was nothing in his eyes. Chapter 376. Strike first to gain the advantage. Oh, isn't this junior sister Hai? As soon as she stepped out, she bumped into Sha Guisan. Sha Guisan's eyes lit up when he saw Yu Cheong. When he saw the bunch of beauties beside her, his eyes shone even brighter. Yu Cheong was not on good terms with him. This time, in the ancient desolate battlefield, one of his goals was to get rid of Yu Cheong. He did not expect that there would be so many hot girls around Yu Cheong, which made him even more tempted. Move aside. Yu Cheong and Sha Guisan did not have much to talk about. Both of them were enemies. If you say move aside, then move aside. I've said that I'll make you my woman. Sha Guisan said, also, ladies, I'm the #1 genius of the Ocean God Institute. I'm also the strongest genius of the ancient desolate continent. My name is Sha Guisan. A good dog doesn't block the way. Yang Hanwoo said. Kid, you're courting death. Sha Guisan was enraged. How dare you call me a dog? I'm the young master of the Sha family, the #1 genius of the Ocean God Institute. Who would dare to talk to me like that? Courting death. Yang Hanwoo's eyes flashed coldly. This guy dared to have designs on his woman. Yang Hanwoo had no intention of letting him off. I'd like to see who's courting death. As he said that, Yang Hanwoo threw out a punch. 10-direction killing fist. Murderous intent rumbled, turning into azuras that pounced towards Sha Guisan. This Sha Guisan was pretty strong. Since that was the case, he had to strike first to gain the upper hand. In a place like the ancient desolate battlefield, Yang Hanwoo did not want to expend too much energy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have enough time to recover. If he could save some energy, he would save some energy. Seeing this, Sha Guisan was even more enraged. This B***star dared to make the first move. How dare you make a move on me? You're dead. Sha Guisan was furious. There was actually someone who dared to make a move on him first. Moreover, it was a killing move. It was obvious that this person wanted to kill him. This gigolo was a hired thug by Yu Cheong. A white light flashed in Sha Guisan's hand and a water-splitting halberd appeared. The water-splitting halberd was 8 feet long, mighty and overbearing. He waved the water-splitting halberd and smashed the azuras into pieces. What a good water-splitting halberd. Yang Hanwoo's eyes lit up when he saw the water-splitting halberd. Yang Hanwoo could feel an overbearing spiritual energy coming from the water-splitting halberd. This water-splitting halberd was obviously not that simple. Unarmed, Yang Hanwoo truly didn't have enough confidence. Of course, unless he used the Jingshan finger. However, he couldn't use the Jingshan finger casually. His 9 Dragons battle saber could use it. If he could break the water-splitting halberd, the momentum and power of his 9 Dragons battle saber would be greatly improved. Weapons were the same as people. If they could defeat stronger weapons, they would continue to condense and improve. Of course, this referred to weapons and equipment that surpassed the heavenly level. As soon as the 9 Dragons battle saber appeared, a dragon's roar soared to the sky. The 9 Dragons battle saber was the king of sabers. The 9 Dragons battle saber was forged by a great emperor. How could it be that simple? It contained the power of an emperor technique. What a great battle saber. It's a waste to leave it in your hands. Although I don't use it, I can keep it. Good, very good. Shaoguisan looked at the battle saber in Yang Hongwu's hand. He didn't expect that this gigolo was not as simple as he thought. This battle saber was at least at the same level as his water-splitting halberd. It was even stronger and more outstanding. Although Shaoguisan was unwilling to admit it, it was a fact. Wrath of the 9 Dragons. Yang Hanwu roared and waved his battle saber. A golden saber light broke through the sky. Water-splitting halberd, sea god splits heaven and earth. Shaoguisan didn't dare to be careless. He waved his water-splitting halberd and a huge shadow appeared. It was the shadow of the sea god. It held a trident in its hand. With a light wave, it was filled with terrifying power. The dignity of the sea god shall not be blasphemed. The power of the sea god is boundless. Bang, bang, bang. The two terrifying forces collided. An earth-shattering boom rang out. After the two forces exploded, they formed a terrifying shockwave that tore apart the surrounding ground. It was as if space itself was about to shatter, and the heavens and earth were about to be destroyed. Yang Hanwu consumed a lot of energy. He couldn't bear it. A light flashed in his eyes, killing him with the fastest speed. Only the battle spirit could possess him. In the divine dwellings, Xiaorui and Yang Hanwu merged together and possessed the battle spirit. A powerful force poured into Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu's figure suddenly disappeared into the void. Damn it, where is he? Shaoguisan looked and saw that Yang Hongwu, that pretty boy, had actually disappeared. Could it be that he had been scattered by that terrifying power? Disappeared between heaven and earth and turned into nothingness? No, this was absolutely impossible. If he had really been shattered by that terrifying power, and even his body had disappeared and turned into nothingness, that battle saber would definitely still be there. But now, he didn't see it. This was enough to prove that this person was not dead. The strength of this little boy was beyond his imagination. Little boy, you don't want to come out? Then I will beat you out. You can't hide in front of me. Shaoguisan clenched his water-splitting halberd and roared, "Infinite Sea!" A terrifying power erupted from the water-splitting halberd in his hand. This terrifying power seemed to come from the infinite sea. How terrifying was the sea? How powerful was its power? It wasn't something that ordinary people could resist. The infinite power was enough to destroy a city or an empire. At this moment, around Shaoguisan, the turbulent power of the sea erupted. Even the surrounding space was about to be shattered by the impact. Of course, Yang Hanwu could feel it. Now that Yang Hanwu had used the battle spirit possession, his strength had risen to the true primordial spirit realm. Moreover, he was at the second level of the primordial spirit realm. With the help of Xiaorui, he was perfectly integrated into the space. Unless the entire world was shattered and destroyed, he couldn't be found. The shadowless war body was an unparalleled stealth and concealment battle body. After Shaoguisan used this powerful move, he consumed a lot of energy, but he couldn't hurt Yang Hongwu. Opportunity, this was an excellent opportunity. How could Yang Hongwu let go of such a good opportunity? Shadow Strike. Yang Hongwu and the battle saber in his hand merged perfectly. This was originally an assassination technique that used a dagger or a dagger. However, Yang Hongwu didn't have a dagger or a dagger, but he had the 9 Dragons battle saber. The 9 Dragons battle saber had been completely refined by Yang Hongwu and could be used freely. Although it wasn't suitable to use the Shadow Strike technique, Yang Hongwu used it smoothly. Slash. Chapter 377. Qi Jiyu. You killed Shaoguisan? The people who came with Shaoguisan shouted when they saw that Shaoguisan had been killed. Yang Hongwu pulled out his saber and kicked Shaoguisan away. So what if I killed him? You will die too. Killing one was killing, killing too was the same. Yang Hanwu waved the saber in his hand again. The people who were with Sha Guisan suddenly looked horrified and said to Hai Yuqiong, "Senior Sister Hai, save us. We are all from the Sea God Academy. Senior Sister, we are all students from the same academy. Please save us." Sha Guisan was no match for Yang Hanwu and was killed. Of course, they knew that there was no way for them to escape Yang Hanwu's attack. If he wanted to kill them, there was no way for them to resist. It's useless to beg anyone. Yang Hanwu was not soft-hearted. These guys were not good people either. Of course, he would not show mercy. With a wave of his saber shadows filled the sky and shrouded them in the attack range. Seeing that Yang Hanwu had already made his move, they shouted, "I'll fight you to the death." The few of them ignited their chi and blood together and charged towards Yang Hanwu, wanting to perish together with him. However, Yang Hanwu's strength was equivalent to the second level of the essence spirit realm. Although they were strong, how could they be a match for a second-level essence spirit realm martial artist? After a few breaths, Yang Hanwu's figure flashed and the saber light slashed across. Then, a few heads rolled out. The people who were with Sha Guisan were all killed. It was a clean kill. Hai Yuqiong opened her mouth but did not say anything in the end. What was done was done. There was no point in saying anything. Yang Hanwu was too strong. It seemed that he could not tolerate sand in his eyes. Of course, killing Sha Guisan and the others was a great benefit to Hai Yuqiong and the Hai family. It's not very appropriate to leave just like that. A few people came out from the distance. These people were from the Kunlun Academy. The leader was Qi Bufan. Qi Bufan. Yang Hanwu, it's time for us to settle our grudges. You killed my father and annihilated the Qi clan. This enmity is absolutely irreconcilable. Qi Bufan pointed at Yang Hanwu and said with hatred. He deserved to die, Yang Hanwu said coldly. You want to take revenge on me, but I'm afraid you don't have the strength to do so. He doesn't have the ability. What if I join in? Another person came. It was Zetian. Count me in, said Yunpeng. Count me in too, said Ma Yuan from the Tianyi Academy. Me too, said Long Tianyi of the Sky Dragon sect. Count me, Hu Ji, in too. Another person rushed over. All of a sudden, there were a lot of people. These were the geniuses of the 4 great academies and the 7 great sects. These people were definitely the cream of the crop among the younger generation. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect that these people would come out to find trouble with him when he was so unpopular. Even Ma Yuan from the Tianyi Academy and Long Tianyi from the Sky Dragon sect wanted to attack him. Also, Yunpeng didn't seem to have any grudges with him. As for that Hu Ji, he hadn't even heard of him. These people suddenly came out to deal with him. Zetian, was it because of him? Yang Hanwu looked at Zetian. This guy's prestige had reached such a level. It didn't make sense. How can I miss out on such a scene? Another person appeared. Emochantian from the Devil sect. The current Emochantian had undergone a huge change. His strength had increased by many folds. Zetian hated Emochantian to the core. He didn't expect them to team up now. Yang Hanwu was in trouble. These people are the super geniuses of the ancient desolate continent. I didn't expect them to team up to deal with Yang Hanwu. I'm afraid Yang Hanwu won't be able to escape this time. No matter how strong he is, he won't be able to resist so many people. Sigh, the tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Yang Hanwu really doesn't know how to restrain himself. What a pity. He's already a Dan King. He has the potential to become a Dan Emperor. A Dan Emperor is a lofty existence even in the ancient domain. No, even in the heavenly domain. What a pity. Many people came from the surroundings. They couldn't help but sigh when they saw Yang Hanwu being targeted by so many geniuses. Are you all here to deal with me? Yang Hanwu said coldly, I didn't expect my reputation to be so big. So many people are targeting me. Yang Hanwu, hand over your things, including my soul-devouring bone spear. Zi Tian said, no one can save you today. Soul-devouring bone spear? Yang Hanwu smiled and said, I threw it away. I threw it into the latrine pit. If you want it, go to the latrine pit in my courtyard. Yang Hanwu, you're courting death. Zi Tian was trembling with anger. Latrine pit, he actually said that he threw his soul-devouring bone spear into the latrine pit. He couldn't help but be furious. Are you all here to find the soul-devouring bone spear for him? Soul-devouring bone spear? No, just hand over the things you obtained from the ancient city. Out of respect for junior sister Udgao, I won't make things difficult for you, Mo Rantian said. The things I obtained from the ancient city? Yang Hanwu was stunned. The inheritance token. That's right. As long as you hand over the inheritance token, I won't care about the grudges between you two. Mo Rantian said. Are you all here to find the inheritance token? Yang Hanwu was confused. He didn't even know what the inheritance token was. Feng Xian Ro and the others were also confused. Don't play dumb. Yang Hanwu, hand over the inheritance token and the treasure. Yunpeng said coldly, the treasure in the ancient city isn't something you can take for yourself. Yang Hongwu's face sank. Could it be that there was a traitor among them? The things in the ancient city were indeed treasures, but Yang Hanwu really didn't know about the inheritance token. If there was a traitor among the women around him, then who was the traitor? Yang Hanwu, don't be stubborn. Hu Ji shouted, hand it over, or you'll die without a burial place. Then, Hu Ji raised his spear and stabbed towards Yang Hanwu. His speed was as fast as lightning, like a dragon coming out of the water, ferocious and overbearing. A cold light flashed in Yang Hanwu's eyes. He's courting death. He grabbed with his big hand, and a big hand came out from the void and grabbed onto Hu Ji's wrist. Kacha! A crisp sound rang in everyone's ears. Hu Ji's face changed. His hand was broken, and his spear fell to the ground. He couldn't even block a single move. What level had his strength reached? Everyone was shocked. Chapter 378. For Symbol's devil-slaying formation, Yang Hanwu tossed Hu Ji aside and looked at the others. Do you still want my things? Some of them stopped talking. Yang Hongwu's current strength was too terrifying. Even Mo Chantian, who had made a huge breakthrough, believed that he could fight against a level 1 primordial spirit realm martial artist, and even kill one. However, if he were to face Hu Ji alone, although he could kill him, it would not be so easy. Not to mention killing him in one move. From this, it could be seen that there was a huge gap between his strength and Yang Hongwu's. Even if he used all his trump cards, he might not be able to defeat Yang Hanwu. This Yang Hanwu was too mysterious, and his strength was too terrifying. Mo Chantian had his trump cards, but so did Yang Hanwu. More importantly, Yang Hanwu was an elixir king. As an elixir king, how could he not have a few good pills? He probably had a lot of grade 7 king pills. When the time came, Yang Hanwu could easily recover with the pills, but Mo Chantian could not. When that time came, it would be unknown who would be the one to kill who. You are now an arrow at the end of its flight. At this time, a Kunlun Academy disciple looked at Yang Hanwu and said coldly. It was not Chi Bufan, but one of his subordinates. You are crazy. You killed my senior brother Chi's entire family, and now you killed Hu Ji. Your crimes are heinous. I think you have been possessed by a demon. That's right. Everyone, let's kill him and take the inheritance token. Everyone has the right to kill a demon like him. You want to deal with my husband? Dream on. That's right. You want to kill junior brother Yan? Have you asked for our permission? Hu Xiuer and Jing Qiushuang stood beside Yang Hanwu. Ran Shaoling and Feng Xinro also came over. You just want the treasures we have. What demon possession? Heinous crimes. Humph, shameless, disgusting. Ran Shaoling said coldly. we will not agree to kill Yang Hanwu. Udgao, Zi Xintong, and Hai Yuqiong also stood over. Hai Yuqiong, Jing Qiushuang, Udgao, are you all going to fall into the demonic path? Jing Qiushuang, Hu Shou'er, you are the fiancés of Senior Zitian. How can you be together with a devil? How can you face your sect and elders? A disciple beside Zitian said. Zitian's face turned livid when she heard that. She slapped him in the face and said, "Shut up. How could those two bitches be my fiancé?" This was a slap in the face. To Zitian, this was the biggest humiliation in his life. How could he not be angry when his wife was snatched away? Senior brother, what about me? I told you to shut up. Did you hear me? Zitian roared. Yes, he finally stopped talking. He also realized his mistake. As for the others, such as Mo Tian Tian, Yun Peng, and the others, they all secretly laughed when they heard this. Shameful, really shameful. His fiancée ran away with another man. TSK. What kind of genius is he? He can't even keep an eye on his fiancée. This is really shameful. Yang Hanwu, hand over the things and kill yourself. I can leave your corpse intact, Zitian said. You want to take my life? I said you are not qualified. Yang Hanwu turned to the women and said, protect yourselves. I will deal with them. I will go with you. Yes, we are your women. Naturally, we will go with you, Jing Qiushuang said. Jing Qiushuang's words made Ran Shaoling and the other women blush. His women? Did she think that they were his women? Even Udgao's face turned red. Hai Yuqiong, on the other hand, didn't change much. Seeing the women's reaction, Ma Yuanlong and the others were extremely jealous. Zitian, on the other hand, was filled with resentment and killing intent. Since all of you refuse to come to your senses, then die together with Yang Hanwu. Zitian shouted. Attack! Kill them! The disciples of the Tai Academy rushed out from behind Zitian. These disciples were in a very orderly formation. They formed a great formation. The great formation was incomparably powerful. It turned into 4 divine beasts. It's actually the 4 symbols devil-slaying formation. Good Lord, this is the trump card of the Tai Academy. Only the true disciples are qualified to learn this. The 4 symbols devil-slaying formation is extremely powerful. It can summon 4 divine beasts to fight against the enemy. It can even kill a true primordial spirit realm expert. Yang Hanwu is most likely going to die this time. This time, it will be difficult for him to escape. The people present were not optimistic about Yang Hanwu's chances. This was the famous 4 symbols devil-slaying formation. Even the leader of the Tianyi Academy could not break it. No, I don't think so, a man said. Impossible. To break the 4 symbols devil-slaying formation, one must be at the primordial spirit realm and use an immortal weapon to break it. Or, one must be a powerful formation master, at least a 6th grade formation master. However, there is only one 6th grade formation master in the ancient desolate continent. He is the formation master of the formation villa. Let's wait and see. This Yang Hanwu has already created countless miracles. Perhaps it will be the same this time, the man said with a smile. Yang Hanwu did not notice them. At this moment, facing the 4 symbols devil-slaying formation, he frowned slightly. This formation was giving Yang Hanwu a lot of pressure. The formation condensed and formed the illusory images of the 4 divine beasts. They were the azure dragon of the east, the white tiger of the west, the vermilion bird of the south and the black tortoise of the north. The 4 divine beasts suppressed the heavens and the earth. The illusory images of the 4 divine beasts rushed towards Yang Hanwu as if they wanted to suppress Yang Hanwu so that he would never be able to rise again. Formation. Yang Hanwu held the battle saber with both hands. So what if it was a formation? He was a formation master. He could find the formation's weakness and break it with a slash. The flaw is in the azure dragon. Maoer's voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's ears. Maoer had the delusion breaker eye and could see the enemy's weakness. As long as the enemy's strength was not greater than her, she could easily see the enemy's weakness. It was the same for formations. Hearing that, Yang Hongwu found that the Azure Dragon of the East was indeed the weakness. The disciple in the Azure Dragon position had an unstable foundation and was not compatible with the Azure Dragon. This was his biggest weakness. Thank you, Maoer. Without Maoer's help, Yang Hongwu would have needed more time to figure it out. The Azure Dragon, huh? I'll let you see what a real dragon's aura is. The dignity of a dragon is not to be blasphemed. Yang Hongwu roared. He held the saber tightly with both hands and poured his true yuan into the saber. Suddenly, the 9 dragons' battle saber shone brightly. A giant golden dragon soared into the sky and let out a dragon roar that shook the heavens and the earth. Boom! The giant dragon rushed over, opened its mouth and bit the illusory image of the Azure Dragon in the formation. In one round, the illusory image of the Azure Dragon was torn into pieces and swallowed by the golden dragon. The formation was broken in an instant. Chapter 379. Powerful. As soon as the 4 Guardians' demon-expelling formation was broken, Yang Hongwu was like a tiger in a flock of sheep. The disciples of Tai Academy were scattered all over the place. Everyone was stunned. They didn't expect Yang Hongwu's strength to be so abnormal. In just a few breaths, the 4 Guardians' demon-expelling formation was destroyed. Even the disciples were defeated. This kind of strength was too strong. He's so powerful. Pil King Yang is indeed the strongest among the younger generation in the ancient desolate continent. I'm afraid it's not an exaggeration to say that he's the strongest in the ancient desolate continent. You're right. Zetian's face turned pale. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu's strength to be so strong. Senior brother Qi, why don't we work together? Zetian knew Yang Hongwu's strength. His confidence was shaken. Yang Hongwu's battle prowess was simply too shocking. All right. Qi Bufan wasn't a fool. Seeing Yang Hongwu's strength, he knew that he wouldn't be a match for him alone. If he and Zetian worked together, they would have a higher chance of winning. Everyone, we've all seen the strength of this demon. If we fight him alone, I'm afraid it won't be easy to kill him. How about we all kill him together and then divide the treasures? Qi Bufan said to the others. No matter how strong he is, there are only a few of us. We have so many of us. Do you think we can't kill him? Let's go together and kill him. Humans die for wealth and birds die for food. People are greedy in the face of benefits. Zetian and Qi Bufan took the lead. The others displayed their strongest skills and rushed towards Yang Hongwu and the others. Qi Bufan seemed to have turned into an emperor. He waved his long sword. That was the wrath of the Qi family's feudal lord. Thousands of warriors rushed madly without fear of death. Zetian also made his move. He held a long spear with both hands and suddenly pointed it out. A terrifying phantom of a giant beast appeared. The giant beast opened its mouth as if it was going to swallow everything. Taotai beasts devoured everything. Yunpeng was not to be outdone. Everyone attacked together. Udgao took action. A huge jade butterfly flew out and blocked Yunpeng's attack. Hai Yuqiong, Hu Xiaoer, Feng Xinro, Jing Qiushuang, and the other girls all used their own methods to block their attacks. Yang Hongwu also made his move. He was the focus of Zetian and the others. He was the strongest among them, and Zetian and the others were most wary of him. More than 80% of the attacks were directed at Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu, on the other hand, was not worried at all. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile as he put away the saber in his hand. Let me show you my true strength, Yang Hongwu said. What kind of power would a second-level primordial soul realm cultivator be capable of using the Jingshan finger? How powerful would it be? Yang Hongwu had never tried it before, but he knew that its power was definitely extraordinary. No one here could withstand it. Jingshan finger, Third finger annihilation. Jingshan finger, it was the Jingshan finger again. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in the cloud-shrouded sky. A huge finger appeared out of thin air. A terrifying pressure and terrifying aura condensed on that finger. It seemed to be the finger of an ancient great emperor. It was filled with a mysterious and mighty power. This one finger made them gasp for breath. They did not even have the heart to resist. The power of the finger was so strong that it seemed to be able to shatter heaven and earth. Terrifying cracks began to appear on the ground, and it collapsed. Boom! The finger stabbed down fiercely. Zetian and the others did not have the chance to dodge or resist. The huge finger poked a huge hole in the ground. The powerful aftershock was like a huge meteorite being thrown into the calm sea. The aftershock was like a monstrous wave that spread out in all directions. Everything it touched was completely destroyed. Over 100 people who were attacking Yang Hanwu were all killed by this terrifying finger. Only Zetian, Qi Bufan, Yun Peng, Long Tianyi, Ma Yuan, and the others survived. The others they brought were all killed by the terrifying finger. Not even dregs were left. How terrifying. Is he still human? He killed hundreds of experts with one finger. He's a super genius. Is this an emperor technique? Everyone present opened their mouths wide. They were almost speechless. Those who didn't participate in the siege were rejoicing. Fortunately, they didn't make a move against Yang Hanwu. Otherwise, they would have become one of the 100 people. Zetian and the others broke out in cold sweat. They were real geniuses and the most outstanding disciples of the sect. Therefore, they certainly had life-saving trump cards. Yang Hongwu's attack had injured them, and they had lost their life-saving trump card. Mo Rantian, who was hiding in the distance to take advantage of the situation, was scared to death when he saw this scene. Yang Hongwu's strength was too terrifying. The strength that he displayed just now was much stronger than what he knew. He had underestimated Yang Hongwu, but he did not expect that he had underestimated him. Strong, boundlessly strong. Not to mention the ancient desolate continent, he would be a super genius in the ancient domain or even the heavenly domain. How could he be compared to him? How could he be compared to him? They were not on the same level at all. Unlike Mo Rantian, Yun Peng, Long Tianyi, and Ma Yuan, who had just escaped death, looked at Yang Hongwu with fear. Regret, regret, regret. Why did they attack Yang Hongwu? They did not have any grudges with him. Why did they have to attack him? He was such a powerful person, a monstrous genius. But now that they had offended him, how could they not? Kill him, everyone, kill him together. He must have used up a lot of energy after using such a powerful move. He has no strength to fight back. Zetian shouted, "We can't let him recover. This is our best chance to kill him." Zetian, of course, saw through Long Tianyi, Yun Peng, and the others' worries. Yang Hongwu was too strong. If he could use such a terrifying move again, they would not be able to block it. They would definitely die. However, Yang Hongwu was so young and his cultivation was only at mysterious embryo realm level 7. No matter how monstrous he was, it was impossible for him to use such a terrifying move twice. That's right, everyone must kill him. Otherwise, we will be the ones to die. Qi Bufan shouted. Together with Zetian, they gathered their remaining strength and rushed toward Yang Hongwu. They wanted to kill Yang Hongwu. Chapter 380. Clone fusion. Do you really think I'm an arrow at the end of its flight? Yang Hongwu sneered. What about us? Hu Xiu'er and the other girls stood beside Yang Hongwu to protect him. Junior brother Yang is an arrow at the end of its flight, but aren't you also an arrow at the end of its flight? Feng Xian Ro said coldly. Let's attack together and kill them. That doesn't seem to be a good idea. Hai Yuqiong hesitated and said, if we kill them all, then it will be troublesome when the devil race invades in the future. Yang Hongwu immediately looked at her. Could it be that the reason why these people could find him in this place was related to her? Was she the one who leaked his information? Hu Xiao'er and Jing Qiu Shuang, Yang Hanwu didn't doubt her. They were his women and would never betray him. Yang Hongwu's heart was as clear as a mirror. How could the women who had dual cultivated with him betray him? Ran Shaoling was also out of the question. She was trustworthy. Thus, there were only Zi Xintong, Yu Dai Jiao, Feng Xian Ro, and Hai Yu Qiong. Perhaps one of them had betrayed him. Of course, it was also possible that they hadn't betrayed him. Perhaps they had been schemed against. These people are here to kill my husband. They all deserve to die. Jing Qiu Shuang said angrily. Sister Qiu Shuang is right. They all deserve to die. If you don't want to, you can leave. We'll do it ourselves. Of course, you can also help them. That way, we'll be mortal enemies. Hu Xiao'er said angrily. They wanted to kill her husband. What else was there to say? I didn't mean that. They are the future of our ancient desolate continent. If the devil race invades, then our ancient desolate continent will have no one. Hai Yu Qiong's expression changed. What does the devil race's invasion have to do with us? Hu Xiao'er said coldly. They want to kill us. Are we going to stretch out our necks and let them kill us? Why are you wasting time with her? She's not the same as us. Jing Qiu Shuang said. Sister Xiao'er is right. These people deserve to die. Yu Dai Jiao agreed. Do you have the ability to kill us? Zi Tian sneered. I, Zi Tian, am the strongest person in the ancient desolate continent. My strength has long surpassed your imagination. Hu Xiao'er, Jing Qiu Shuang, you two bitches. Today, I will let you know what regret is. Zi Tian's aura exploded as she spoke. A figure flew over from afar. That figure turned into a purple light and landed beside Zi Tian. It was exactly the same as Zi Tian. The two of them slowly began to fuse and become one person. Doppelganger fusion. Zi Tian. You've made a breakthrough? Yun Peng, who was standing beside Zi Tian, was shocked. Zi Tian was one of his biggest rivals, and no one knew Zi Tian better than him. Now that Zi Tian had merged with his doppelganger, it meant that his Tao Tai combat body had reached the greater mastery realm. In other words, his strength had broken through to the primordial spirit realm fourth step. That's right. If it wasn't for that bastard Yang Hanwu and those two bitches, I would have broken through long ago. Why would I wait until now? After merging with his doppelganger, Zi Tian's aura skyrocketed. He looked at Yang Hanwu, Hu Xiao'er, and Jing Qiu Shuang with a ferocious expression and a murderous aura. Jing Qiu Shuang and Hu Xiao'er were the cauldrons that he had found with great difficulty. As long as he devoured their bloodlines, he would be able to complete the Tao Tai combat body and truly activate it. Then, he would be able to eliminate the hidden problem of the Tao Tai combat body and break through the shackles to reach an incredible level. However, Yang Hongwu's appearance had ruined everything. First, he had taken away his soul-devouring bone spear, then he had taken away his woman. This was his greatest opportunity. How could he not hate him? How could he not be angry? Fortunately, he had an opportunity later on. He had obtained a regeneration elixir from the Morning Soul Mountains, which made up for his flaws and completed his Tao Tai combat body. His cultivation had advanced by leaps and bounds, and he had achieved the Tao Tai combat body. Come here. Zi Tian stretched out his hand and opened his 5 fingers. A shadow of a Tao Tai appeared. With a roar, a powerful force was about to grab Hu Xiao'er. Hu Xiao'er's expression changed. Although her strength was not bad, she was far from being able to compete with Zi Tian. Seeing this, Jing Qiu Shuang's expression changed. She shot out a beam of light toward Zi Tian's face. Zi Tian snorted coldly. A black light instantly shattered the beam of light. The other women also took action. However, Zi Tian's strength was not that simple. A huge Tao Tai roared. A terrifying power rippled out, and the women were forced to retreat. Seeing that Hu Shou'er was about to be grabbed by him, Yang Hanwu was furious. Zitian, you're courting death. He took a step forward and stood in front of Hu Shou'er. A ray of light shot out from his eyes. Do you really think that you're invincible after breaking through? Third transformation of Yin Yang giant palm. Yang Hanwu formed a seal with his hands. His Yin Yang true essence gathered and turned into a black and white hand seal. It was like a Tai Chi seal. Then, it blasted toward Zitian. The Yin Yang giant palm was a secret technique that Yang Hanwu cultivated after he and Hu Shou'er merged to break through the third transformation of Yin Yang. This was Yang Hanwu's greatest trump card. The power of the Yin Yang giant palm was above the third finger of the Jingshan finger. After all, the Jingshan finger consumed too much energy. However, the Yin Yang giant palm was the secret technique that Yang Hanwu was most compatible with. He used the Yin Yang true essence in his body to communicate with the Yin Yang energy of heaven and earth. He formed a hand seal to attack the enemy. Bang! The Yin Yang giant palm hit Zitian's Tao Tai. The Tao Tai's shadow let out a shrill cry and disappeared in the air. Zitian's body shook and he spat out a mouthful of blood. He looked at Yang Hanwu with a crazed look in his eyes. He shouted, "Impossible! I have broken through the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm and reached the first level of the primordial spirit realm. Even an ordinary primordial spirit realm expert at the second level would be killed by me. How could you defeat me? This is absolutely impossible. You can't be Yang Hanwu. Who are you?" "I am Yang Hanwu." "My strength is beyond your imagination," Yang Hanwu said coldly. "Zitian, kill yourself. I can leave your corpse intact." This sentence was returned to Zitian. Zitian's face turned green and then purple. It was extremely ugly. His eyes were filled with madness. "Do you really think you have one? Yang Hanwu, you are too naive." Zitian laughed maniacally. His hair was disheveled, making him look like a lunatic. His cultivation and aura continued to rise. "Zitian, he is crazy. He is crazy." This was the bloodline ignition battle body anomaly. The Tao Tai let out a terrifying roar. Then, the bloodline anomaly of the Tao Tai battle body exploded and merged into Zitian's body. Zitian's aura reached its peak. Second level of the primordial spirit realm, third level of the primordial spirit realm. It stopped after reaching the fourth level of the primordial spirit realm. Zitian reached out and grabbed. The soul-devouring bone spear in Yang Hongwu's storage bag flew out and landed in Zitian's hand. It merged with his soul-devouring bone spear. Chapter 381. So valiant. "Yang Hanwu, you're dead meat." Zitian pointed the long spear in his hand at Yang Hanwu. Surging power erupted from the body of the spear, forming a terrifying whirlwind. The surrounding trees were blown askew. Yang Hongwu's expression was extremely solemn. Zitian had used a secret technique to raise his cultivation to such a level. It was shocking. Yang Hanwu was not confident. Zitian was at the third level of the primordial spirit realm. He was only at the second level of the primordial spirit realm. Even if he went all out, he might not be able to kill Zitian. It seemed that he could not keep his trump card hidden. "Die. Dream on." Yang Hanwu shouted. "Do you think you're the only one with a trump card? I'll show you my true strength." Yang Hongwu's aura rose as a doppelganger walked over from afar. The doppelganger slowly came to Yang Hongwu's side. The two Yang Hongwu looked at Zitian. The strength of these two Yang Hongwu was equally strong. "Doppelganger. You've also cultivated a doppelganger." "No, your doppelganger has the same strength as your original body." "How is that possible?" Zitian exclaimed when he saw the doppelganger. "One chi into three pure ones. Is this the Kunlun Academy's one chi into three pure ones secret technique?" A Kunlun Academy disciple said. "You must be mistaken. The 1 Chi into 3 Pure One's secret technique is the Kunlun Academy's secret technique. How could Yang Hongwu have obtained it? The other person said. No, I can't be mistaken. Only our Kunlun Academy's 1 Chi into 3 Pure Ones can make the original body and doppelganger the same. The Kunlun Academy disciple shook his head and said. Doppelganger. So what if you have a doppelganger? You're only at the arcane embryo realm. I'll kill you all the same. Zetian stabbed his spear at Yang Hongwu. The two Yang Hongwu moved. One used Jingshan finger, shocking the world and shattering the sky with one finger. One of them used the Yin Yang Great Palm. The terrifying hand seal contained the power of Yin and Yang. Heaven and earth collapsed as Yin and Yang reversed. Attacking from the left and right, the power was tyrannical and incomparably valiant. Such a battle was not something that an ordinary fourth-step primordial spirit realm warrior could participate in. The powerful force caused the surroundings to shatter. Sand and stones flew everywhere, and the mountains collapsed and the earth cracked. Everyone kept retreating. That terrifying power was not something they could withstand. Fortunately, they were not outside but inside the ancient desolate battlefield. Otherwise, they would not have been able to resist the power of laws and enter the ancient domain. The limit of the laws of the ancient wilderness was the fourth-step primordial spirit realm. Once one exceeded the fourth-step primordial spirit realm, they would be restricted by the laws. They would break through the void and be sent directly into the ancient region. If he could survive the tribulation, he would ascend to the ancient region. If he couldn't survive the tribulation, he would be blasted into smithereens. Too powerful. How terrifying. Yang Hongwu actually has a doppelganger. I wonder if he can fuse with his doppelganger like Zetian. It should be possible, but Zetian's strength is not enough for him to use his full strength. I don't know who will win. Yang Hongwu had a real body and a doppelganger. His strength was off the charts as he attacked from both sides. The Jingshan finger and the 9 revolution yin-yang art were the strongest secret techniques in the ancient desolate continent. Even in the ancient domain, they were terrifying existences. Die, die, die. After all, Zetian's strength had increased to the 3rd level of the primordial spirit realm. With the help of the Soul Devourer's spear, his strength was even more terrifying. Every move he made had the power to devour everything and destroy the world. Although Yang Hongwu was strong, he was only in the mysterious embryo realm. Under Zetian's terrifying attacks, he was forced to retreat. Yang Hongwu can't win. After all, the difference in strength is too great. What a pity. Many people present shook their heads. Yang Hongwu's doppelganger was pierced through the chest by the Soul Devourer's spear. His body was sent flying and blood spurted out. Hu Xiu'er, Jin Qiushuang, and the other girls saw that Yang Hongwu's doppelganger was injured. They were anxious and wanted to help. Yu Dai Jiao and the other girls stopped them and said, "The difference in strength is too great. You're not even on the same level. You'll only be courting death if you go. You'll only distract junior brother Yang. It's not good for him." But, are we just going to watch him get injured? I can't do it, Jin Qiushuang said. Me too. My heart hurts. Me too. But, we can't cause trouble for junior brother Yang, Yu Dai Jiao shouted. At this moment, the other Yang Hongwu was also sent flying. The two Yang Hongwu's real body and doppelganger were both injured. Yang Hongwu stood up and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He looked coldly at Zetian and said, "It seems that I can't kill you if I don't use my trump card." "You still have a trump card?" Zetian sneered. "Don't pretend. You'd better die." Zetian was shocked when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. If what he said was true, that he still had a trump card that could increase his strength, then wouldn't he really die here? No, absolutely not. Before Zetian could finish his words, he attacked. The soul-devouring spear in his hand turned into a terrifying giant beast, the Taotai beast. The giant beast roared and turned into a black light that shot toward Yang Hongwu. It was so fast that Zi Xintong and the others couldn't see it clearly. Even Yang Hongwu only saw black light. 1 qi into 3 pure ones. Yang Hongwu shouted. Another doppelganger came out of his body. The power of his primordial spirit surged and formed a huge energy vortex in the sky. The 3 doppelgangers stood together and formed a formation. The tripartite formation. 1 qi into 3 pure ones. The tripartite formation. The 3 Yang Hongwu stood in a triangle. A majestic force formed a defensive lotus in front of them. Yin and Yang rotated and formed a fire and water lotus. The combination of the tripartite formation and the black light was blocked outside. It couldn't enter the formation at all. No, I can't accept this. How can I lose? Die. Yang Hongwu, you must die. Zi Tian saw that his powerful attack was blocked and roared. His eyes were filled with madness. His aura had increased again. He had broken through to the primordial spirit realm level 4 and reached the primordial spirit realm level 4. Tao Tai fighting soul, devour everything. His primordial spirit condensed and formed the Tao Tai fighting soul. Zi Tian's strength had more than doubled again. Oh my god, Zi Tian's cultivation has increased again. His strength has probably reached the primordial spirit realm level 4. That's the primordial spirit realm level 4. Can Yang Hongwu withstand it? Will he be able to withstand it this time? He should be able to. Yang Hongwu hasn't merged with his doppelganger. If his doppelganger merged with his doppelganger, his strength would definitely double again. You'll know when you see it. No matter what, the strength of these 2 people has exceeded the limits of the ancient wilderness. Even if the leaders of the 4 great academies came together, they might not be a match for one of them. Chapter 382. Experts from the Z family of the ancient region. With a grunt, Yang Hongwu made his move. 10 directions killing fist. One of the clones punched out crazily. The terrifying fist energy condensed into Azura death gods. It was as if they had descended into Azura hell. Mountains of corpses, seas of bones, rivers of blood, and those terrifying white skeletons made people's hearts turn cold. The other clone used the Jingshan finger. Ghosts and gods were shocked, gods and devils were destroyed, and heaven and earth were shattered. His true body used his most powerful attack, the 9 transformations Yin-Yang art. Yin and Yang rotated, water flame lotus. The 2 lotuses merged together and shot out, releasing a world-shaking energy and a terrifying explosion. The Yin-Yang dual revolution, the Yin-Yang great millstone. A single Yin-Yang great millstone could crush all gods and devils. The 3 transformations of Yin and Yang, the Yin-Yang great palm. With one strike, Yin and Yang were reversed, and the universe was overturned. Powerful attacks were launched consecutively, forming a tripartite formation. Its power was multiplied. Zi Tian, who originally had a terrifying aura, was actually forcefully suppressed. The powerful attack forced Zi Tian's body to retreat. He didn't even have the power to fight back. Zi Tian's aura and cultivation were constantly declining. Yang Hongwu's powerful attack actually forced Zi Tian's primordial spirit out. His primordial spirit struck out, and the power of his physical body dissipated. Zi Tian was terrified. He had failed. He had still failed. Even though he was at the 4th level of the primordial spirit realm, he was still no match for him. No, I can't accept this. I can't die. I definitely can't die. I'm a genius, a peerless genius. I'm the son of fortune blessed by the heavens. I won't die. Zi Tian's Yuan spirit roared madly. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. He flicked his finger and landed on Zi Tian's body. Immediately, Zi Tian's body collapsed. The soul-devouring spear was caught in Yang Hongwu's hand, but it kept struggling, trying to escape. Yang Hongwu stretched out his left hand again, and a burst of power burst out, trying to grab Zi Tian's primordial spirit. At this moment, there was a loud bang. A huge crack appeared in the sky, and a vast and majestic pressure descended from the crack. A golden ray of light landed on Zetian's primordial spirit. Yang Hongwu's hand was sent flying by the terrifying power of the golden light. The powerful force caused Yang Hongwu to suffer a terrifying recoil. He spat out a mouthful of blood. His eyes were filled with shock. Within the golden light, Zetian's primordial spirit continued to solidify. Then, a new physical body formed outside his primordial spirit. Yang Hongwu could clearly feel that his new body was filled with terrifying and destructive power. This physical body was extremely powerful. In fact, it was even more terrifying than his own physical strength. Could it be that he was truly blessed by the heavens, the son of destiny? For the first time, Yang Hongwu's heart was shaken. So what if he's the son of destiny? Chop! Chop! No matter who it is, even if it's a supremacy, a great emperor, a saint, or a heavenly lord, all of them must die. All of my enemies must die. Yang Hongwu's eyes were suddenly filled with confidence. His aura was also rising. He broke through. 9th level of the mystic embryo realm. 10th level of the mystic embryo realm. Half step to the primordial spirit realm. He broke through 3 levels in a row. He reached the half step to the primordial spirit realm in an instant. Yang Hongwu's cultivation increased again. His 2 avatars also improved at the same time, reaching the half step to the primordial spirit realm. The surging power increased Yang Hongwu's confidence again. Boom! 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 At this moment, a figure appeared in the huge crack. The figure appeared. He was wearing a purple robe, and a quaint longsword hung from his waist. His face was chiseled, and under his sword-like eyebrows, he had a pair of deep eyes that were extremely sharp. His aura was completely restrained, and one could not tell his cultivation realm. Oh, it's a little guy at the complete 10th level of the primordial spirit realm. In Yang Hongwu's mind, Bauer said, Yang Hongwu, you have to be careful. This kid is not easy to deal with. You're no match for him now. 10th level of the primordial spirit realm? Yang Hongwu's body trembled. It's actually a 10th level primordial spirit realm expert. This. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. Damn it, this guy came down from the crack. He's probably an expert from the ancient domain. Is he here to save Zetian? This Zetian probably has a very high status in the ancient domain. He's highly valued. Is there any way to kill him? Yang Hongwu pondered for a moment before asking Bauer. Jingshan finger. When you use the 3 pure ones with one breath, an unparalleled power will erupt from your Jingshan finger, Bauer said. Bauer continued, that guy may be at the 10th level essence soul realm, but he must have expended a lot of energy to come all the way here from the ancient region. His cultivation level is now only at the 7th level essence soul realm. Hence, you'll stand a chance if you use Jingshan finger. Jingshan finger? Are you saying that my original body and my doppelganger should use the Jingshan finger at the same time? Yes, but when you use the Jingshan finger with your original body and doppelganger, you have to use 3 fingers at the same time. The 2 doppelganger will use the first and second finger respectively, while your original body will use the 3rd finger at the same time. Of course, if your original body can use the 3 pure ones consecutively, that will be the real Jingshan finger. However, with your current strength, it's impossible for your original body to do that. You can only use the 3 pure ones with one breath. Moreover, whether you succeed or not is still unknown. It depends on your own comprehension, Bauer said. The real Jingshan finger? Yang Hongwu's eyes flickered. Yang Hongwu had no doubts about the power of the Jingshan finger. He knew that he hadn't used the real power of the Jingshan finger yet. Are you the one who injured Zetian? A voice pulled Yang Hongwu back from his thoughts. It was the man in purple. Yes, so what if it was me? Yang Hongwu said coldly. You came from the ancient domain, right? Do you want to save him? You're really brave. You're already an elixir king at such a young age. Not bad at all. Are you willing to be my attendant? Zi Wangjian looked at Yang Hanwu and said. Ha, you want me to be your attendant? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're worthy? Yang Hanwu laughed loudly. This guy wants to take me in as his attendant? He's only at the 10th level of the primordial spirit realm, but he wants to take me in as his attendant? Although he's strong, he's been cultivating for dozens of years. He's much older than me, and his aptitude is much worse than mine. How dare he take me in as his attendant? No one has ever dared to refuse me, Zi Wangjian. You're the first. Zi Wangjian's face darkened. I gave you a chance to live because of your good aptitude, but you don't know what's good for you. I can only destroy you. Chapter 383. He was ridiculously strong. It's not that easy to kill me. So what if you're at primordial spirit realm level 10? Jingshan finger, 1 finger to frighten ghosts and gods. Jingshan finger, 2 fingers to slay gods and demons. Jingshan finger, 3 fingers to destroy heaven and earth. The original body and the 2 doppelgangers unleashed powerful attacks at the same time. The 3 terrifying finger forces gathered together to form a huge palm. A finger extended from the palm. The finger was filled with a powerful aura as if it was the will of a great emperor. It collided with the purple light. Bang! Zi Wangjian was sent flying. Only when he was a distance away did he manage to regain his balance. There was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. He was shocked and could not believe that he, a cultivator at the peak of the 10th level of the Essence Soul Realm, was not a match for a mere mystic embryo realm brat, no, a half-step Essence Soul Realm brat. If news of this were to spread, Zi Wangjian would have no face left. Although he was injured and could not unleash his full strength, he was still at primordial spirit realm level 10. It was embarrassing that he could not even defeat a martial artist at the half-step primordial spirit realm. You actually injured me. What kind of secret technique are you cultivating? How can it be so powerful that you can resist my strength at the half-step primordial spirit realm? You want my secret cultivation technique? You must be dreaming. After I kill you, you can ask King Yenluo in hell. Yang Hanwu moved again as he spoke. Majestic true chi spread out. A thought flashed through Yang Hanwu's mind. Since the Jingshan finger can be used together, what about the first 3 transformations of my 9 transformations yin yang harmony art? Can I use them to attack as well? I want to save you. Yang Hanwu's original body and doppelgangers attacked again. Yin yang transformation, water and fire lotus. Yin yang transformation, yin yang millstone. Yin yang transformation, yin yang palm. The original body and doppelgangers used the power of the 9 transformations of yin yang together and fused the 3 transformations. Great will of destruction. Such a phrase suddenly appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. The 3 transformations of yin and yang combined to destroy the Great Wheel. The 3 terrifying forces fused together with the power to destroy the heaven and earth. It was like a wheel that could destroy everything. No one could stop it. Heaven, earth, and the universe were about to be split apart. Boom! Boom! A series of explosions rang out. Damned little bastard. Zi Wangjian waved his long sword, and streaks of purple sword chi shot out, covering Yang Hanwu. Ding ding dang dang. Sword chi streaked across the sky, landing on the terrifying wheel. A few breaths passed. Yang Hanwu had used up a lot of energy. Zi Wangjian blocked Yang Hanwu's powerful attack. The huge wheel exploded with a boom. Like a huge firework, this violent power even shattered the space. Zi Wangjian also consumed an astonishing amount of energy. Not far away, Zi Tian, who was shrouded in the golden pillar of light, recovered and condensed his body again. His cultivation level was increasing rapidly. After condensing, Zi Tian opened his eyes. There was a Tao Tai mark between his eyebrows. His body was surrounded by a strange aura, as if it could devour everything. The Tao Tai battle body was completely activated. His cultivation level had also reached the 5th level of the primordial spirit realm. Zetian, you're awake. Ziwanjian came to Zetian's side. When he saw that Zetian was safe and sound, he immediately heaved a sigh of relief. Zetian was favored by that person in the Z family. He was the focus of the Z family and the Tai Shenfu. Who are you? Zetian looked at him. Are you the one who saved me? Yes, I'm the one who saved you. I'm Ziwanjian from Tai Academy. I'm also a disciple of the Tai Shenfu. You're too weak. You really disappointed me. If I hadn't arrived in time, you would have been completely dead, Ziwanjian said. You guys should go down and catch up. Yang Hanwu was anxious. The tripartite formation, Jingshan finger, and 9 transformations of yin and yang could not kill him. Then, there was only one way left. Merge his avatars. Only by merging his avatars could he see if he had the strength to fight. He could not even kill Ziwanjian. If he had another Zetian, he would be no match for him. Therefore, he had no way out. Merge. Yang Hanwu had never tried to merge his avatars. This time, there was no other way. After merging his avatars, his strength would increase by several times. His combat strength would also increase tremendously. The 2 avatars merged into his body instantly. His cultivation level continued to increase. 1st level of the primordial spirit realm, 2nd level of the primordial spirit realm, 3rd level of the primordial spirit realm, 4th level of the primordial spirit realm. After reaching the 1st level of the primordial spirit realm, Yang Hongwu's aura stabilized. Surging true core force flowed in Yang Hongwu's meridians. Yang Hanwu felt that his strength had already reached a terrifying level. With a single punch, even the heavens and earth would crumble and the void would be destroyed. Jingshan finger. Jingshan finger again. After merging with his body, Yang Hanwu performed Jingshan finger again. The 3 fingers connected and fused together. The space was blasted open by this terrifying force, forming a huge hole. The huge finger, with boundless power, bombarded Zetian and Ziwanjian. The violent power made Ziwanjian and Zetian's faces change drastically. The 2 of them unleashed their strongest attacks to block this terrifying finger. The 3 forces collided. Ziwanjian and Zetian could not resist at all. A spatial crack appeared behind them, and the 2 of them were forced into it. Damn you little bastard, I will not let you go. Ziwanjian and Zetian roared after being forced into the spatial crack. You tore open the space of the ancient region and forced them into it. At this moment, Yang Hanwu dispelled the battle spirit possession. Ing Xiaorui's voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's ears, sounding a little weak. Yang Hongwu's aura also dissipated. His cultivation level was restored to the half-step primordial spirit realm. The true core force and primordial spirit energy in his body were all drained. Yang Hongwu's strength is too terrifying, too powerful. Zetian, as well as the experts from the ancient domain, were all sent into the spatial crack. I can't believe that Yang Hongwu's combat strength is so terrifying. Fortunately, I did not go against him. Otherwise, I would have been dead. He is so strong. I wonder when I will have such a cultivation level. Some of the people present rejoiced. Some of them were Zetian's friends who were in an alliance with him. Previously, they were targeting Yang Hanwu. Now that Zetian was forced into the spatial crack and no one knew whether he was dead or alive, they were all in a dilemma. For Yang Hanwu, he had expended a lot of energy, but he couldn't show it. After all, he still had a lot of enemies. What about you guys? If you don't want to die, hand over your points and get lost. Yang Hanwu looked at Ma Yuan and Long Tianyi and said sternly. Yes, I will. Some of the students said. Chapter 384. Mysterious Hall. Yang Hanwu, don't go too far, Long Tianyi said angrily. Am I going too far? Yang Hanwu said coldly. Hand it over, or all of you will die. In fact, it was not that Yang Hongwu did not want to kill them, but he was powerless now. He had consumed too much energy and did not have the strength to fight anymore. Good, very good. Yang Hongwu, you will regret this. Long Tianyi was furious, but he did not dare to risk his life. Long Tianyi threw down his points and left angrily. Ma Yuan's face was also ugly, but he knew that his strength was far inferior to Zi Tian and Zi Wangjian. The others, such as Yun Peng and the others, were the same. Yang Hongwu's strength had deeply shocked them. Although they suspected that Yang Hongwu was an arrow at the end of its flight, they didn't dare to act rashly. Just like before, Yang Hongwu had consumed a lot of energy. It was obvious that he had reached his limit and consumed a lot of energy, but he could still erupt with a powerful strength. After they left, Yang Hongwu suddenly collapsed. Hu Xiao'er and Jing Qiushuang hurriedly supported him. After an unknown period of time, Yang Hongwu woke up. Great, you're finally awake, Hu Xiao'er said to Yang Hongwu excitedly. I'm sorry to have made you worry. Yang Hongwu looked at the women's delighted but haggard expressions and couldn't bear it, so he apologized to them. It's good that you're awake. Yes, it's good that you're awake. I'm afraid you'll have to deal with the enemy for a while. I've consumed too much energy. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. A 10th level primordial spirit realm warrior was not to be trifled with. Although he had defeated his opponent, he had consumed a lot of energy. He did not use the Immortal Tower. If he had used the Immortal Tower, it would have been easier for him to win. Don't worry, now that you've defeated Zitian, no one is our match, Udgao said. Don't be careless. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, this is the ancient desolate battlefield. Danger lurks everywhere. It's not like there aren't any enemies stronger than Zitian. Mao-Er had told Yang Hongwu that there were many places in the ancient desolate battlefield that even Mao-Er couldn't see through. Therefore, this place was too strange. By the way, where's this place? Yang Hongwu raised his head and found that there seemed to be something wrong here. He couldn't help but frown. This is a cave next to a river valley, Hai Yuqiong said. What's wrong? Is there something wrong? Seeing Yang Hongwu so nervous, Hai Yuqiong asked. She already knew about Yang Hongwu's strength. His ability was far beyond ordinary people, and his perception was also much stronger than theirs. Seeing his expression, he couldn't help but worry them. Along the way, they had encountered many difficulties. Some demons and ferocious beasts were killed by them. The pressure was not small. There's something strange here, but I can't tell what's going on. Yang Hongwu frowned and said, I think we should leave this place first. That's not appropriate. You haven't recovered from your injuries. If you continue to walk, I'm afraid it'll be detrimental to your injuries. Moreover, there are powerful savage beasts, ferocious beasts, and even demons everywhere, Jing Qiushuang said. That's right. If you continue to walk, your body won't be able to take it. Hu Xiao'er was also very concerned about Yang Hongwu's health. I know my own condition. We have to leave this place. My intuition has always been very accurate. Yang Hongwu insisted. This was the warning that Nini gave to Yang Hongwu. What a joke. Nini had the longevity ancient tree, an ancient existence, and the sure bower. They had already given him advice. If he continued to stay here, what if that thing really attacked him? Would he be a match for it? Yang Hongwu had no confidence at all. Seeing that Yang Hongwu was so insistent, they had no choice but to nod. Well, then I'll carry you. Hu Xiao'er said. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, although I'm injured, it's not to the point where I can't even walk. He was not disabled. Why would he need a woman to carry him? It was too embarrassing. At this moment, the ground under Yang Hongwu's and the others' feet suddenly shook. Everyone fell down. It was a huge hole. Ah, they screamed and fell down before they could react. Hai Yuqiong and the others wanted to fly up, but they found that there was no way to do so. There was a strong suction force below. There was no way they could fly up. After a few breaths, all of them fell into the cave. Bang! 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 Everyone fell to the ground. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He fell to the ground and his arm was broken. Unlucky. He was really unlucky. Below was the place that made Nini and Bauer feel dangerous. I didn't expect that there's still no way to avoid it. Yang Hongwu sighed. Husband, are you okay? Hu Xiu'er and the others came together. Yang Hongwu was the one who was most worried about him. He was injured. I'm fine. Don't worry. Is everyone here? Yang Hongwu asked. It was dark here. The vision was not very good. It's okay. Everyone is here, Udgao said. That's good. This place is very strange. Let's figure out the situation first, Yang Hongwu said. At this time, everyone took out the illuminating pearls and lit up the surroundings. What is this place? It's so strange, Ran Shaoling said. Under the light of the illuminating pearls, everyone saw the surroundings clearly. This seemed to be a hall, an ancient hall. It was full of a mysterious and ancient aura. There were 9 tall pillars. They were so thick that it would take 5 people to wrap their arms around them. There was a dragon carved on each of the pillars. These dragons were of different colors and shapes. The only thing in common was that their eyes were all closed. These pillars, the dragons on these pillars are so lifelike. Seeing the dragons on the pillars, everyone exclaimed. These dragons were so lifelike. Not only were they vivid, but they also showed the momentum of a dragon. Kitty, can you tell what's going on with the giant dragon statues on these pillars? Yang Hongwu and Kitty were communicating. Mauer shook her head and said, these dragon statues are just statues. There's nothing special about them. What's the situation ahead? Is there any restriction formation in the hall? Yang Hongwu asked again. No, but there seems to be a door ahead, Mauer said. Chapter 385. 9-colored Luli Dragon, let's go. Yang Hongwu said to the girls. I'll lead the way. Udgao said. Then I'll bring up the rear. Hai Yuqiong said. Yang Hongwu nodded and did not refuse. In fact, it didn't matter to Yang Hongwu whether he was in the front or the back. He would know if anything happened. Yang Hongwu had recovered a lot after swallowing the elixir and Nini's help. However, Yang Hongwu suddenly realized that the dragon egg in his spiritual palace was moving. Yang Hongwu was surprised to find that he couldn't move. At this moment, the 9 dragons on the pillar opened their eyes. Roar, the cries of dragons echoed in the hall as 9 giant dragons flew into the sky. Not good. These dragons are alive. Xing Qiushuang and the other girls were shocked. They took out their weapons as if they were facing a great enemy. These dragons were terrifying. They were not confident at all. Swoosh. Swoosh. All of a sudden, the dragons turned into 9 rays of light that disappeared into Yang Hongwu's forehead and entered his god palace. The women did not even have a chance to react. Yang Hongwu's body floated up and was shrouded in a 9-colored light. After the 9 dragons entered Yang Hongwu's spiritual palace, they were absorbed into the dragon egg. Crack! Crack! A crisp sound was heard. The dragon egg cracked and a mini 9-colored dragon came out. It looked like a Luli jade sculpture. It was beautiful and cute. Yang Hongwu. You're a dragon egg? Yang Hongwu looked at the 9-colored Luli dragon in his spiritual palace in shock. He did not expect that the dragon egg would be a 9-colored Luli dragon. He had heard of the 9-colored Luli dragon. It was the noblest dragon besides the 9-colored divine dragon. It was the descendant of the 9-colored divine dragon. My name is Luli, brother Yang, you can call me Luli. Luli turned into a little girl. She looked like a porcelain doll. She was beautiful and cute. Alright, Luli, you've transformed? Yang Hongwu looked at Luli in shock. He did not expect Luli to transform as soon as she came out. This was too heaven-defying. We can transform into human form as soon as we are born. I'm a 9-colored Luli dragon, a member of the Divine Dragon Clan. Luli said, Brother Yang, you obtained the 9 dragons' inheritance. In fact, it was the 9 dragon pearls of our ancestors that condensed your 9 dragons' sacred body. It's also because of the blood of the dragons in your body that I was able to hatch. Otherwise, I don't know when I would be able to wake up. So that's how it is. Then, what's the matter with the 9 dragons on the big pillar? Yang Hanwu asked, where's this place? This is the Divine Dragon Inheritance Hall. In fact, it's also the Inheritance Hall of the 4 Great Academies. However, this is only the main hall. The Inheritance Hall of the 4 Great Academies is a branch hall. Luli wrinkled her nose and said, I don't know much. Many memories have not been awakened yet. I will only know when my strength increases. So, even if Brother Yang asks me, I can't tell you. You said this is the Divine Dragon Inheritance Hall? Yes. Back then, the Dragon Demon obtained the inheritance here and finally became a great emperor. Luli said, Brother Yang, the 9 transformation yin-yang art that you cultivate is actually not complete. If Brother Yang can obtain the complete inheritance, your strength and future achievements will far surpass the Dragon Demon Great Emperor. Yang Hanwu was shocked when he heard this. The 9 transformation yin-yang art that he cultivated was actually not the complete version. This was too shocking. Yang Hanwu was very clear about the power of the 9 transformation yin-yang art. If he cultivated it to the extreme, he could definitely reach the legendary Great Emperor realm. And this was only an incomplete version. If he had the complete 9 transformation yin-yang art, wouldn't it be even more terrifying? The 9 transformation yin-yang art is actually not called the 9 transformation yin-yang art. It is called the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique. The 9 transformation yin-yang art is only the foundation of the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique. After cultivating to the 9th transformation, you will cultivate to the 9 Heavens domain. Each Heavens domain is a world. When Brother Yang cultivates to the 9 Heavens domain, Brother Yang's 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique will be completed. Finally, you will cultivate to the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique and become a supreme existence. Luli said. The more Yang Hanwu listened, the more confused he became. Cultivating to the 9 Heavens domain and becoming a supreme existence, the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon. Yang Hanwu had never thought of this before. Was this nonsense? Cough, cough. Luli, you are going too far. Yang Hanwu interrupted her. Although it sounded very mysterious, very awesome, and made people yearn for it, it was a little too far from reality. Now, he was just a half-step primordial soul realm warrior and was still trapped here. He couldn't even go up to the ancient domain. How could he enter the 9 Heavens domain and cultivate to the 9 Heavens domain? It was still too early. It was wrong to bite off more than one could chew. The road had to be walked step by step. Cultivation had to be done bit by bit. Being down to earth was the foundation. If he thought too much, even a supremacy might not be able to cultivate it successfully. Then, where's the complete version of the 9 transformation yin-yang art? No, the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique. How can I get it? Yang Hanwu asked. Yes. Actually, Brother Yang, you have already obtained the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique. Even the 9 dragons have now entered your body. Therefore, as long as Brother Yang cultivates the 9-turn yin-yang harmony art to the perfection stage, the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon Technique will automatically appear, said Luli. What do you mean 9 dragons entered my body? Didn't you absorb them? Yang Hanwu rolled his eyes. This had nothing to do with him. He wasn't the one who absorbed it. She was the one who absorbed it. Was she trying to frame him? This little girl was really cunning. What do you mean by absorbed by me? It was obviously you, Brother Yang. Didn't you realize that your primordial soul has become stronger? Moreover, your cultivation has also broken through. You're now at the first step primordial soul realm. Luli said. That's really the case. Yang Hanwu was pleasantly surprised. His cultivation had recovered a lot and he had even broken through a level. More importantly, his primordial soul had also improved tremendously. His primordial soul in the spiritual dwellings was now equivalent to a third-level primordial soul realm. This was too shocking. This was such a good thing. If this happened a few more times and a few more dragons appeared, wouldn't his cultivation be able to break through to the primordial soul realm immediately? Just thinking about it made him feel really good. Chapter 386. The Main Halls of the Four Immortal Mansions. Yang Hanwu opened his eyes and saw that the girls were looking at him worriedly. "All right, it's fine now. Let's go," Yang Hanwu said. "You've recovered from your injuries and made a breakthrough in your cultivation?" Hu Xiaoer was overjoyed. She could clearly feel that Yang Hanwu had recovered from his injuries and made a breakthrough in his cultivation. He was now a first-step primordial spirit realm expert. "Yes, it's all thanks to the 9 dragons." Yang Hanwu said, "My body is special. The dragon chi of the 9 dragons poured into my body and helped me recover from my injuries and improve my cultivation. It's just that my realm is too weak. Otherwise, I would have broken through the 4th-step primordial spirit realm and reached the true 1st-level primordial spirit realm. Anyway, it's good that you're fine." "I know where we are now," Yang Hanwu said. "Where?" the girls asked in unison. "The main hall of the Divine Dragon Inheritance." Yang Hanwu said, "It's also the main hall of the 4 Immortal Mansions. The main halls of the 4 Immortal Mansions are just sub-halls of this main hall of inheritance." How is that possible? You're not joking, are you?" The girls widened their eyes in disbelief. I'm not joking. I got it from the memory inheritance of the 9 dragons, Yang Hanwu said. Yang Hanwu hesitated for a moment and decided not to tell them about Luli. Luli was a 9-colored Luli dragon. If this were to spread, it would be more terrifying than the news of him having the 9 dragons' sacred body. The main hall of inheritance? You mean that door is the door to the main halls of the 4 immortal mansions? Hai Yuqiang was pleasantly surprised. She had entered the main halls of the 4 immortal mansions before, but unfortunately, she did not obtain the real inheritance. She was only at the periphery. If she wanted to enter the main hall of the Sea God Academy, it would be very dangerous and she would have a slim chance of survival. Although she had all kinds of treasures, she couldn't really enter it. It was estimated that there was only one person in the inheritance of the 4 immortal mansions, and that was Zetian, who had entered the inheritance hall of Tai Academy. If that wasn't the case, he wouldn't have been so powerful. Perhaps Yang Hanwu had also entered the inheritance hall. Of course, according to Yang Hanwu, this was the main hall of the inheritance of the 4 immortal mansions. If it was the main hall of the Dragon God's inheritance, wouldn't that mean that Yang Hanwu had obtained an inheritance of a higher level than the 4 immortal mansions? The 9 dragons were the inheritance? I don't know about that. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, "The inheritance I received didn't have any information about this place. Moreover, although I said that I received the inheritance, in fact, I didn't get any benefits other than my cultivation increasing a little. I can't even see the cultivation technique, so I don't know if this counts as receiving the inheritance." Yang Hanwu had a helpless look on his face. For him, he didn't get any cultivation technique or martial skills. Of course, he had hatched Luli and obtained the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique. However, the 9 Heavens Divine Dragon technique was still too far away for him to use. Yang Hanwu didn't know if he could cultivate to that level. No cultivation technique, no other information, how can this be considered an inheritance? But a voice told me that I had received the inheritance. Yang Hanwu said helplessly, "Let's go. Let's not care about this. Let's see what's behind the stone door." The women didn't believe it, but Yang Hanwu wouldn't lie. They didn't continue to ask, nodded, and followed Yang Hanwu. "Everyone, be careful. There are restrictions here." Yang Hanwu took out a restriction-breaking pill and gave it to the women. This is a restriction-breaking pill. It can be used to break restrictions. If you fall into a restriction, you can use this pill to break the restriction. Although it can't break all restrictions, it can break most of them. Restriction breaking pill. This was the first time Hai Yuqiong heard of such a thing. She was shocked. Using a pill to break restrictions? This was too shocking. Of course, Feng Xinro, Zi Xintong, and the others were also shocked. The only ones who weren't shocked were Yang Hongwu's women, Hu Xiu'er, Jin Qiushuang, and Yu Dijiao, who already knew about the restriction-breaking pill. This is real? It's too unbelievable, right? Hai Yuqiong murmured, looking at Yang Hongwu. Is this guy still a human? Why are you looking at me like that? Isn't it just some special pill? Yang Hongwu said. Do you know what this means? Using a pill to break restrictions, this is equivalent to opening a new era, Zi Xintong said in shock. Yang Hongwu was speechless. Indeed, Yu Dijiao had told him that the restriction-breaking pill would cause a huge commotion in the alchemy world. However, it was nothing to Yang Hongwu. This is actually a pill formula I obtained from an ancient book. Yang Hongwu looked at Ran Shaoling. He obtained it from a jade slip passed down in Ran Shaoling's family. Let's go. This isn't the time to discuss it. Yang Hongwu said. Right. At this time, the women recovered from their shock. They were still in an underground palace in the ancient desolate battlefield. They didn't know what dangers lay ahead. The pill could be discussed later. Everyone came to the front of the stone door. Yang Hongwu pushed out a burst of energy and the stone door slowly opened. Amidst the tense atmosphere, the situation outside the stone door was exposed to everyone. Behind the stone door, there were 4 passages. On each of the 4 passages, there were corresponding words. They were Tianyi, Tai, Kunlun, and Sea God. This should correspond to the 4 great academies. No, it should be the inheritance halls of the 4 great immortal mansions. In addition to these 4 passages, there was another passage. This passage didn't have any words, but it was pitch black. The whistling sound of the wind could be heard from that passage. These 4 passages should lead to the inheritance halls of the 4 great academies. Yang Hongwu looked at the women and said, however, I don't know if there's any danger or what kind of danger there is. Whether you want to go or not is up to you. Once you choose, I'm afraid there's no turning back. Yang Hongwu was only one person. It was impossible for him to enter all the passages. Of course, he could also use his clone to enter, but was that appropriate? Hai Yuqiong's eyes flickered. Of course, she also knew about the danger. She was very hesitant about entering. Zi Xintong looked at the entrance of the Tianyi Academy and was also very hesitant. What about you? Hu Xiu'er looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, Husband, which passage do you choose? Chapter 387. The One-Armed Swordsman. I'll go to the Sea God Institute's Inheritance Hall. Hai Yuqiong was the first to make her choice. I'll go with you. Yu Dijiao said to Yang Hongwu, there's no inheritance hall here. The inheritance halls of the 4 great institutes are not suitable for me. Feng Xianro and Zi Xiantong hesitated for a moment and said in unison, I'll go to the inheritance hall of the Tianyi Institute. What about you, senior sister Ran? Yang Hongwu looked at Ran Shaoling and said. I won't go. For Ran Shaoling, having the alchemy inheritance was enough. There was no need to think too much about other things. Take care of yourselves. The talismans here may be able to help you if you encounter any danger. Yang Hongwu took out some talismans and handed them to Feng Xianro, Zi Xiantong and Hai Yuqiong. Thank you. The 3 women didn't stand on ceremony. After accepting the gifts, they stepped into the passage. Let's go. Yang Hongwu, Hu Xiu'er and the other 2 girls walked into the 5th passage. Yang Hongwu didn't know what was in this passage. After entering the passageway, they felt a vortex pulling them in. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He quickly grabbed Hu Xiu'er and Jing Qiushuang's hands and said, Everyone, hold hands. Don't let go. This passage was actually a teleportation array. After a moment of dizziness, they were teleported to an abandoned city. What is this place? Yang Hanwu and the others woke up and looked around. It was a desolate place with dilapidated walls. It was an abandoned ancient city. It was an ancient city again. Yang Hanwu was surprised. Roar! At this time, a loud roar sounded behind Yang Hanwu and the others. Yang Hanwu was shocked. This roar was too shocking. What kind of terrifying beast was this? Everyone turned around and sucked in a breath of cold air. It was a huge monster, as big as a mountain. Its huge head was filled with sharp bone spikes. Its sharp teeth were like razors. Saliva dripped from its teeth, emitting a foul smell. Its huge eyes stared at Yang Hanwu and the others as if it was looking at something delicious. My God, what is this thing? Yu Dai Jiao was frightened. This thing was too terrifying. Its aura and its huge body. She even had a feeling that this giant beast was much stronger than the martialist who had broken through the void and arrived here. At this time, Yang Hongwu's face was solemn. Retreat, let's retreat. This guy was too terrifying. Yang Hanwu didn't have any confidence at all. He just hoped that this thing's target wasn't them. Nini, what is this thing? Yang Hanwu asked as he retreated. Mountain-devouring beast. Nini said, This should be a mountain-devouring beast. It's a terrifying beast, the strongest mountain-devouring beast. Its strength is extremely terrifying. It can swallow an entire mountain in one gulp. Because when it eats, it would often swallow the entire mountain. Hence, it's called the mountain-devouring beast. He swallowed his saliva. He could swallow a mountain in one gulp. What the F***ck? That was too sick. Rumble. At this time, Yang Hanwu and the others heard another loud sound. Behind them, another terrifying beast appeared. It was a huge porcupine-like beast. It was covered in spikes and had long fangs. It was terrifying. The huge porcupine-like beast snorted and stared at the mountain-devouring beast. Sky-piercing boar. This one is called sky-piercing boar. These two beasts are grade 8 savage beasts. You're not their match. Nini said, their target is not you guys. So, hurry up and leave. Otherwise, it'll be bad if you get involved. Okay. Grade 8 savage beasts. Yang Hanwu was horrified. Although his combat strength could reach the primordial spirit realm, he didn't think he could deal with grade 8 savage beasts. In the next moment, the two beasts moved. They were so fast that the ground shook. Boom! With a loud sound, the force released by the two beasts collided. The mountain-devouring beast opened its huge mouth and bit at the sky-piercing boar. The sky-piercing boar snorted and shook its body. The spikes on its back were like a rain of arrows. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. A dense barrage of bullets shot out. Let's go! Yang Hanwu pulled the girls and rushed out of the attack range of the two beasts. Even so, it was still affected by the force of the chi and scattered away. He felt a tightness in his chest and a sweetness in his throat. He spat out a mouthful of blood. The four girls are in front. They're protected by Yang Hanwu. They're not injured. The protective barrier of the water flame lotus was forcefully shattered. The powerful force was like a mountain crashing into Yang Hanwu, making him feel extremely uncomfortable. Are you okay? Hu Xiu'er, Jin Qiushuang, and the other girls were concerned. I'm fine. Let's go. Let's go. Yang Hanwu said. Rumble. The two beasts fought crazily. The mountains collapsed and the ground cracked. All of a sudden, everything in the surroundings was destroyed. This city, which was already barren and dilapidated, was destroyed beyond recognition. Not good. Yang Hanwu looked at the two beasts and released a terrifying force. Two rays of light collided and shot out. The force shot towards Yang Hanwu and the other girls. Yang Hanwu immediately felt a terrifying danger. Damn it, Looking at the terrifying force shooting towards them, Yang Hanwu was shocked. This was 2F** King terrifying. The rays of energy turned the surrounding ground into nothingness. The biggest ray of light was aimed at Yang Hanwu and the other girls. Yang Hanwu suddenly flicked his finger. It was the Jingshan finger. Although the power of the Jingshan finger was terrifying, it still couldn't block the terrifying energy beam. At this moment, a loud voice sounded, "Two beasts." A white light flew out from nowhere. After shattering the energy beams, a figure instantly appeared in front of Yang Hanwu and the others. The long sword in his hand swung out. A sword light flew out like a meteor. The two giant beasts were instantly cut in half by the sword light. One slash, just one slash, and the two terrifying beasts were killed. Yang Hanwu, Jin Qiushuang, Hu Xiu'er, and the other girls were stunned when they saw this scene. Who was this person? What kind of cultivation did he have? How could his strength be so terrifying? Was this still the ancient desolate battlefield? Level 8 savage beasts couldn't even take one sword in front of this person. Was he a supremacy? Chapter 388. Goodbye, Iran. You guys should leave quickly. This is not a place you should be. The one-armed swordsman said before Yang Hanwu could say anything. With that, he was ready to leave. In his eyes, the 5 of them were simply too weak. Their talents were still passable, so they were probably just a bunch of arrogant scions who had come here to play. With a wave of his hand, the two giant beasts' bodies were caught in his hand, and they disappeared in front of his eyes. Yang Hanwu swallowed his saliva and looked at the one-armed swordsman. Senior, excuse me. May I know where this place is? The beasts here were so fierce and the martial artists were so strong. Could this be the Heaven region? Or the ancient region? In the ancient desolate continent, Yang Hanwu did not have such a strong place. Even the ancient desolate battlefield was not so strong. It was likely that they had entered a special dimension. They were no longer in the ancient desolate mainland or even the ancient desolate battlefield. They were not familiar with this place at all. It was not easy to meet someone. This one-armed swordsman was a super expert and he did not look like a bad person. It was best to ask him for information. You don't know where this is? You dare to come here? The one-armed swordsman frowned and said softly, "This is the ancient desolate abyss. Although it's just the edge, it's still very dangerous. You guys are lucky to have met me. Otherwise, even 10 lives would not be enough. Leave quickly." Ancient desolate abyss. Senior, we came from the ancient desolate battlefield. We have never heard of the ancient desolate abyss. Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. We came here through a transportation array by accident. We know nothing about this place. Where is the ancient desolate battlefield? I seem to be familiar with it. Where have I heard of it? The one-armed swordsman said. I wonder if Senior has heard of the ancient desolate continent. Yang Hanwu asked. Ancient desolate continent? You guys are from the ancient desolate continent? How is that possible? This is the 9th ancient region. How did you guys come here? Hearing Yang Hanwu mention the ancient desolate continent, the one-armed swordsman widened his eyes and looked at Yang Hanwu in shock. The people of the ancient desolate continent could only enter the first layer of the ancient domain. It was impossible for them to enter the 9th layer of the ancient domain. They were separated by 8 ancient regions, so how could they be teleported here in an instant? Not to mention, this was the edge of the ancient desolate abyss. 9th ancient region? This. Yang Hanwu was stunned upon hearing this. They had entered the ancient region just like that. Not only was it the ancient region, it was the 9th ancient region. Senior, are you joking with me? I don't need to joke with you. The one-armed swordsman shook his head and said, I didn't expect you guys to enter the ancient region directly from the ancient desolate continent. However, don't let anyone know about this. Your strength shouldn't have reached the level where you can ascend to the ancient region. It should be a teleportation array that brought you here. Don't let anyone know about this teleportation array, or it will be very disadvantageous for you. A teleportation formation could directly teleport people from the ancient desolate continent to the 9-layered ancient domain. Such a teleportation formation was no small matter. Once one mastered it, they would be able to control the entire ancient desolate continent. This was a huge temptation for those ancient clans and major powers. Then, Senior, how can we go back? Yang Hanwu asked. Didn't you guys come here through a teleportation array? Can you go back through another one? The one-armed swordsman asked. Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly and shook his head. We don't even know how we got here. How can we go back? It seems like you guys came here through a one-way teleportation array. It will be very difficult for you to return to the ancient desolate continent. The one-armed swordsman shook his head and said. In other words, we can't go back now? Yu Daijiao frowned and asked. Of course, you can go back. However, going down to the first ancient region requires a huge amount of resources. Without sufficient resources, it will be difficult to go down. The one-armed swordsman said, it's a teleportation array. You guys haven't broken through to the primordial spirit realm, so it won't be a problem. However, I'm afraid you guys won't be able to bear the cost of activating the teleportation array. When Yang Hanwu heard this, he smiled bitterly. This was indeed troublesome. The 5 of them had to go down to the first ancient region and then enter the ancient desolate continent through the teleportation array. This was very troublesome. Senior, is there any other way? Yang Hanwu asked. There is, but it's more difficult. Suddenly, the one-armed swordsman's eyes changed and he said, I have to go now. Otherwise, I'll drag you guys down. After saying that, the one-armed swordsman disappeared in a flash before Yang Hanwu could say anything. After a few breaths, they saw a group of people coming from afar. The leader of the group was a woman in white. Seeing the woman in white, Yang Hanwu's eyes lit up. Yang Hanwu couldn't be more familiar with the woman in white. She was Bairan of the Bai family. She was the Bairan with the pure and immoral body who had given him the jade pendant. When Hua Wuying and Yuji were in trouble, Yang Hanwu had asked her for help. He wondered how Yuji and the others were doing. Bairan. Just as Bairan walked past Yang Hanwu and the others, Yang Hanwu shouted. At this moment, Yang Hanwu was puzzled. Did Bairan not recognize him? Or was there some difficulty? Why didn't she speak to him? Why didn't she greet him? It was as if she didn't know him. Who are you? Bairan stopped and looked coldly at Yang Hanwu. This gaze made Yang Hanwu feel like he had fallen into an ice cellar. This was definitely not the Bairan he had met before. This wasn't the Bairan he knew. But what was going on? Hearing Bairan's tone and expression, Yang Hanwu felt his heart ache. What's the matter? Don't you recognize me? Yang Hanwu still had a glimmer of hope in his heart. He looked at Bairan and said, I'm Yang Hanwu, the Yang Hanwu from the Golden Dragon Dynasty in the ancient desolate continent. No. Bairan's voice was still cold. Did you see a one-armed man just now? No. Yang Hanwu shook his head. Bairan had actually forgotten about him. Yang Hanwu was very anxious and worried. Had something happened to Bairan? What happened to Yuji and the others? What had happened to Bairan? One thing after another gave Yang Hanwu a headache. Bad things all piled up at once. You're tuning into the Mythic Realms YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.